Last night in Indiana against the Pacers. Kings and Bucks tip off at 3:30 for the first game of the NBA games today. And the Bruins lost 1-0 last night to the Predators in Nashville. Yaroslav Halak, 39 saves in the loss. Halak leads the league now in goals against, save percentage, and shutouts. Bruins welcome Dallas to the Garden on Monday. Brian Antonelli, WBC Sports.
Accidents, breakdowns, and objects in the road. It happens, and the best way around it is traffic on the 3. WBZ News Radio.
WBZ News Time is 12:13. It's traffic and weather together. We begin with the Subaru Retailers of New England all-wheel drive traffic on the 3s, and here's David Struffolino.
We've got some troubles to the west. This report is sponsored by 23andMe. Route 290 westbound jammed for close to 3 miles getting by work near Main Street in Shrewsbury. Route 2 westbound has a crash before Route 190. It's causing more than a 1-mile backup in each direction. North of town on 128 southbound, delays from 129 to 93 because of an earlier crash. Route 3 southbound seeing a half-mile delay getting to Route 128. Around downtown, the lower deck stalls out from Sullivan Square to the Zakin Bridge. Libertown ramp heavy to Storrow Drive. Storrow East is tied up from its tunnel to work at the Longfellow Bridge. The Ted Williams westbound is heavy getting to 93, and then the Pike West has a tap of the brakes after Route 93. Now through this Thanksgiving holiday, 23andMe Ancestry Service kits are only $49 when you buy 2 or more. Offer ends November 22nd. Go to 23andme.com/gift to get yours today. Next report, 12:23. WBZ's traffic on the 3s.
Thank you, David. WBZ News Time 12:14. And now Brian Thompson with a 4-day WBZ AccuWeather forecast.
Well, as we head through the afternoon hours, it's going to be pretty pleasant outside. Lots of sunshine, a high of 53. Tonight, a clear sky early, then increasing clouds, a low down to 42. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy. There will be some rain around in the afternoon, high 52. By Election Day on Tuesday, still quite a few clouds around. There will be a shower or some drizzle, but really anything that's around during the day be on the lighter side for the most part, a high of 62. So a mild day. By very late in the day, Tuesday and into Tuesday evening, though, there will be some heavier downpours around, perhaps even some gusty winds. Mostly sunny and a gusty breeze Wednesday, high 61, and then it will turn chillier toward the end of the week. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson, WBZ News Radio 1030.
And right now we have 51 degrees and mostly sunny skies in Boston at 12:16. And a big scare for a mom and her baby in Chelsea. That story coming up in a few minutes right after headlines.
Interested in custom wrought iron work for your home or building project? Nizam Custom Iron specializes in handcrafted iron railings, gates, fences, doors, and kitchen hoods. Call now for a free estimate, 508-807-5289, or visit nizamiron.com.
At iHeartRadio, we know marketing to your customers is a challenge businesses of all sizes share. We can help. Not only does radio reach 93% of Americans every week, more than Facebook, Google, even television, but recently, privacy concerns have forced social media platforms to scale down their advertising options, while radio is expanding its reach and targeting through the iHeartRadio app every Visit iHeartRadio.com to learn more. Again, visit iHeartRadio.com and put AM/FM to work for your company.
The Boston Red Sox won the World Series, and after winning the most games in franchise history, this is truly the greatest Red Sox team of all time. To commemorate this historic event, Louisville Slugger is releasing this full-size, laser-engraved World Series champions two-tone bat. The bat will have the laser-engraved names of this historic team's roster, including the name of the MVP, Steve Pearce. The full-size bat measures 34 inches, is limited to only 5,000 individually numbered bats, and sells for $129.95. Also, just released is the officially licensed 2018 Red Sox World Series champions team signature bat with a facsimile signature of the World Series roster on each bat. This stunning keepsake sells for only $129.95 plus shipping. Big Time Bats is where you purchased your World Series champions bats in 04, 07, and 2013. Go to BigTimeBats.com now or see the bat and bat sets at BigTimeBats.com. Call 866-280-BATS now. 866-280-BATS.
One of the best prizes the chair. Color, shape, size. We have the largest selection of iron compass tools in the world. We specialize in magnets as well. Here, the chair. The
Care Fair in Weymouth on Route 53. Do you believe more than 300 car and counter stores and more than 100 dinettes currently on display? Visit the Care Fair in Weymouth. Hurry in now for special fall savings.
My name is Dave Fishman, and I'm running for state auditor. I want to audit Massachusetts so much, my website is auditmassachusetts.com. If the auditor is supposed to make sure that Republicans and Democrats don't waste money, why would you elect a Republican or a Democrat to audit them? The Boston Globe thinks it's going to be elect a Libertarian for auditor. And so do I. I'm asking for your vote for me, Dan Fishman, for state auditor on November 6th.
Paid for by the Massachusetts Libertarian Party.
News, traffic, weather, and business reports. This is WBC News Radio 1030. Serving Boston and all of New England.
WBZ News time is 12:18. We have 51 degrees and partly cloudy skies in Boston. Good afternoon. I'm Mark Cohen, WBZ News. Our top stories now. Time is running out for candidates campaigning to win an election that looms Tuesday. The president is traveling to stumping to the GOP. And Democrats are relying on former President Barack Obama and entertainers like Jimmy Buffett to rally voters. Emerson College pollster Spencer Kimball says the fight for the Senate appears to be heading in the direction of Republicans retaining their majority. The same poll says Democrats are in place to gain control of the House. Residents of a Brighton apartment building are forced to evacuate after a tree falls on a back deck during yesterday's high winds. Residents have to stay out of their apartments at least until tomorrow, when heavy equipment can be brought in to remove the tree, and inspectors are able to rule that it's okay to go back inside. A scary situation for a mother and baby in Chelsea. WBZ Sherry Small tells us a stranger entered their home.
Adriana Rice was putting down her 15-month-old son Mateo for a nap on Friday at her home in Chelsea when her home security system alerted her that the front door was open. When she checked the video, she could see a strange man inside her house.
So I put my son in the crib, looked for something to grab to defend myself. I just couldn't find anything, and before he came into the room, I went out, and there he was, standing right there.
She told the man to leave and informed him surveillance cameras were rolling. The man took off. Police used that video to track down and arrest 29-year-old Edwin Sofredo Castro of Chelsea. In Chelsea, Sherry Small, WBZ News Radio 1030.
The mayor of a Utah city has been killed during an attack in Afghanistan while serving with the state's National Guard. North Ogden Mayor Brent Taylor died yesterday in an apparent insider attack in Kabul. Another U.S. service member was injured. Taylor was deployed to Afghanistan in January for what was expected to be a 12-month tour of duty. He previously served 2 tours in Iraq and 1 tour in Afghanistan. He leaves a wife and 7 children. We are learning more about the victims and the gunman in Friday night's deadly attack on a Tallahassee yoga studio. When police say a 40-year-old man walked into the studio with a duffel bag, pulled out a gun, and opened fire. ABC's Zachary Keach reports
6 people were shot and 2 women were killed in the attack. Dr. Nancy Van Vessen was a faculty member and Maura Binkley was a student. Maura had reportedly earned an academic scholarship to FSU and was interested in joining Teach for America. Police are still trying to figure out a motive. The shooter, 40-year-old Scott Beerley, was a military vet who worked for a short time as a high school teacher. Beerley, who took his own life, was twice charged in the past with battery after allegedly groping women.
Beerley bragged about his hatred of women in videos he posted on YouTube and made homophobic and racist comments elsewhere online. The YouTube videos were taken down after BuzzFeed posted a story about them. A string of deadly storms brings death and destruction to parts of southern Italy. We get details from CBS's Sabina Castelfranco.
Floods have killed 12 people on the southern Italian island of Sicily, 9 of them from the same family. Prime Minister Giuseppe Conte immediately flew by helicopter to the devastated area. City mourning was proclaimed for today and tomorrow in the Sicilian capital Palermo. Italy has been hit by a series of deadly storms this past week that have claimed more than 30 lives. Sabina Castelfranco, CBS News, Rome.
Hi, this is Josh Princeman. We certainly hope you're enjoying your weekend. The midterm elections coming up on Tuesday, November 6th. We're following all final hours of local and national campaigning leading
up to Election Day. Every House seat up for grabs and 33 seats in the Senate. We'll be joining us right here Monday morning at 5 a.m. for the very latest on WBZ News Radio 1030.
WBZ News Time 1223. It's traffic and weather together. Subaru retailers of New England all-wheel drive traffic on the freeze is brought to you by Vernon and Phil's Furniture. And here is David Strefferly.
It's continuing to fill in around downtown. Lower deck stalls out from Sullivan Square to the Zachem Bridge. Levittown ramp is crowded from the College to Storer Drive, especially the left lane getting around the Garden. Storer Drive eastbound tied up from its tunnel to the Longfellow Bridge. The Ted Williams is jammed throughout Logan Airport. It's jammed trying to get inside of the tunnel. It's filling up through the airport and also is heavy halfway through. Beyond that, the rest of the Mass Turnpike's okay. Out west, 290 westbound jam for close to 3 miles given by work near Main Street in Shrewsbury. Route 2 westbound has a crash before Route 190. It's causing more than a 1-mile backup in each direction. North of the city, 128 south to slow from 129 to 93 from an earlier crash. And the expressway northbound is heavy in spots between the Ponset and Columbia Road. Southbound backed up from Squantum Street through the Braintree Split. Next report, 1233, WBZ's traffic on the 3s.
During Brilliant Hill's Veterans Day event for only $5.99, choose this Sealy Job memory foam set designed for full body support, or this adjustable bed for only $6.99, complete with a Farmer Plus Sealy mattress. We'll even deliver it for free. Get your best night's sleep ever with Sealy at Brilliant Hills.
WBZ News Time 1224. Now Brian Thompson with a 4-day WBZ AccuWeather forecast.
We'll have quite a bit of sunshine outside this afternoon with a high of 53, which really won't feel all that bad compared to yesterday. We really don't have that much wind through the afternoon hours. Tonight, a clear sky early, so we'll be dry staying at Gillette Stadium. The clouds increase throughout the night. Temperatures during the day will be in the 40s with a bottom line of about 42 tonight. Up to 52 tomorrow with clouds, and there'll be some rain around the afternoon. And then maybe a shower or some drizzle on Election Day Tuesday. Mostly cloudy tomorrow, the high of 62. But the rain arrives late in the day or into the evening hours. Some of the rain could be on the heavier side with some gusty winds as a front goes through. We still have a gusty breeze Wednesday with sunshine and a high of 61. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson, WBZ News Radio 1030.
It's 51 degrees, mostly sunny in Boston at 1225.
If recent changes to your bank's ownership have you feeling a bit less connected, come talk to us, Unibank. We've been your neighbor for 150 years. We'd love to be your bank. Visit unibank.com to make the switch today. Under FDIC, member BIF.
And it's time now to get ready for your next job.
Here's the best advice I've heard lately for recent college grads who may be working but have not yet found their dream job. Remember, you're not married to your major. Your opportunities are based on your passion and your drive to achieve them. This is the time to energize and build your career, so exercise and eat well. When you're physically fit, you feel confident and invigorated and assured. Consider yoga and meditation as a way to have balance and peace in your life. Don't just fall into your job. Search and find the career you love. It makes all the difference. Work on becoming a person who easily gives credit and praise to others. It's good for your career and your life. Avoid credit card debt and save something every paycheck, even if it's just 5 or 10%. And stay curious. Never stop learning new things. And don't be afraid to ask for advice and help when you need it. That's good advice for all of us to remember. Your next job, I'm Stephen Woodward.
WBZ News Time 1226, 51 degrees, mostly sunny in Boston. That red Tesla Roadster launched into space by Elon Musk is now past Mars. The car was sent into space on SpaceX's Falcon Heavy rocket's first voyage. A mannequin dressed as an astronaut sits in the driver's seat. The car is now in orbit around the sun. Scientists say there's a small chance the car could return to Earth or smash into Venus in the next 1,000,000 years. Now that's the sound of the Boston Red Sox celebrating Puerto Rico yesterday in manager Alex Cora's hometown of Cabras, which was honoring him as the first man from the island to lead a team to a World Series championship. Alex Cora got on stage and rallied the crowd, saying the win was a team effort. The Sox tweeted out these special moments after Cora and a group of players, coaches, owners, and front office managers brought the World Series trophy to Puerto Rico, courtesy of JetBlue in their specially decked-out Red Sox plane. The airline is donating $1 to a charity of Cora's choosing for every passenger flying on the Sox aircraft during the month of November. Coming up, time is running out for candidates hoping to win Tuesday's election. Charlie Sherman's up next. He'll have that and all the other stories coming up in the news. At 12:30, I'm off coming. WBZ News Radio 1030.
Trust your donated vehicle to the Salvation Army. Just pick up the phone and they'll handle the rest. Donate your used vehicle to the Salvation Army. Call 800-SA-TRUMP.
Unexpected reactions to smart financial decisions brought to you by feedthepig.org.
Well, I finally did it. My student loan is totally can't believe it. I can't believe it either. I paid more than the minimum each month, and soon enough, it was gone.
So you're just giving up.
Giving up on what?
The life of luxury. Egyptian cottons, caviar Thursdays, designer everything.
What are you talking about?
Plan. What happened to winning the lottery and mastering the art of the perfect mimosa? Hosting galas, wearing a luxury to acquire a bodyguard, vacationing in the French Riviera, and then buying it.
I just thought maybe it was time to prepare for my future. You know, set some financial goals, make some smart investments, open a 401k.
Financial goals? Investments? A 401k? You are horrifying right now. Listen, if winning the lottery were easy, everyone would do it.
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
The Boys and Girls Club is well known for providing life-enhancing opportunities for children. Right now, the James L. McEwen Boys and Girls Club of Newbury has embarked upon a campaign to raise funds to complete a major renovation and expansion. The plans include a restoration of the pool, a larger gym, and a new classroom focusing on science, technology, engineering, and math. Gifts are fully tax deductible. You can learn more about the project at buildingfuturescampaign.org. The Boys and Girls Club. Great futures start there.
Weather together on the 3s, and breaking news when it happens. The News Watch never stops at WBZ, News Radio 1030, and iHeart Radio Station.
WBZ News Time, 12:30. We have 52 degrees in Boston. Temperature going up to a high of about 53 this afternoon. Traffic and weather together coming up. I'm Charlie Sherman, WBZ News. Our top story ahead of Tuesday's elections. Both President Trump and former President Obama are back on the campaign trail today. Mr. Trump in Georgia and Tennessee, Mr. Obama in Indiana and Illinois. Here's CBS News correspondent Sam Witzinger telling us what's at stake.
Analysts say Tuesday's midterms will be vital for the direction of the country for the next several years, and many voters seem to agree. Many states are reporting record early voting in some places.
We will keep the criminals, drug dealers, terrorists, the hell out of our country. We don't want.
President Trump is in Pensacola, Florida. Former Vice President Joe Biden is in Ohio, saying the Republicans have to be blocked.
No truly they can maintain power is if they can live up to these basic American ideals.
His voice was hoarse after several campaign appearances. Sam Witzinger, CBS News.
Fear, civic responsibility, and the desire to keep the economy moving. Those are just some of the reasons voters are giving for getting out to vote on Tuesday.
Emmanuel is originally from Nigeria. He says his wife and his two boys, both in their 20s, will be voting Tuesday to preserve the American dream.
The way it is right now, I mean, myself, I'm so scared of the way the country's moving.
Melissa is from Medford. For her, voting on Tuesday is the least of what she should do as a citizen.
I just feel like it's our civic responsibility to go out and vote.
For Rich, the reason for casting a ballot is specific. He says he doesn't like how the state's executive branch has treated organized labor.
A lot of privatization, a lot of efforts to repeal prevailing wage.
In Medford, Bill Marcus, WBZ News Radio 1030.
And, of course, WBZ News Radio 1030 here in Boston will provide you full election coverage on Tuesday. And stay connected at all times by downloading our free iHeart Radio app on your mobile device. Emerson College pollster Spencer Kimball says the fight for the Senate appears to be heading in the direction of Republicans retaining the majority.
You're thinking Nevada and Arizona are seats that the Democrats have to take in order to have a chance of winning the Senate. But unfortunately, it looks like North Dakota, the Heidi Heitkamp, Kevin Cramer race, is kind of leaning towards the Republican. And if that's the case, then it's kind of anticlimactic of what happens in Nevada and Arizona. Arizona, I think the Republicans will be at 50.
And in a split Senate, Vice President Mike Pence, under the Constitution, casts the tie-breaking vote. According to the poll, the Democrats are in place to gain control of the House. And in Georgia's closely watched governor's race, Republican candidate Brian Kemp, who's currently the Secretary of State, has launched an investigation into an alleged hacking attempt by the state's Democratic Party, saying they tried to hack into a voter registration database. Atlanta Journal-Constitution reporter Greg Bluestein says the latest development comes amid a number of lawsuits filed against Kemp's office over the state's voting policies.
The latest ruling came on Friday and involved people who were recently made citizens for facing an additional hurdle to vote. And a federal judge ruled that the state should make it as easy as possible, should remove any barriers for these recently made U.S. citizens to vote.
And still ahead, researchers have completed a study about the growing population of great white sharks off of Cape Cod. WBZ News Time 12:33. The Subaru retailers in New England all-wheel drive traffic on the threes. Good afternoon, David Struffolino.
Good afternoon, Charlie. Not a good afternoon for folks out to the west on Route 290. Jammed for 2.5 miles getting by work near Main Street in Shrewsbury. Route 2 westbound has a crash before Route 190. It's causing more than 1.5 mile backup in each direction. The Mass Pike is okay, though, between the Worcester and Boston areas, a non-stop ride. The Ted Williams Tunnel portion of the Mass Pike westbound, however, very busy inside. It's jammed trying to get into it at Logan Airport and spilling out throughout the airport itself. Lower deck stalls out from Sullivan Square to the Zakin Bridge. Levertown ramp is crowded from the College to Storrow Drive. Storrow eastbound hits the brakes after Mass Ave because of work at the Longfellow Bridge. North of town, 128 southbound is on and off the brakes from Linfield through Peabody. 93 north slow at 128. Route 3 south slow at 128. 495 is okay, though. The expressway northbound, a heavy volume from Neponset to Southampton Street. The southbound side is slow. Furnace Brook Parkway through the Braintree split. Next report, 1243 WBZ's traffic on the threes.
When it comes to financing your mortgage, let the experienced loan officers of East Boston Savings Bank review your options and get you in the mortgage that fits your situation. Call a loan officer today at 978-977-7100.
WBZ News Time, 12:35. We get the 4-day WBZ AccuWeather forecast from meteorologist Brian Thompson, and it's brought to you by Toyota of Braintree.
Plenty of sunshine is on tap for the afternoon hours. It's the high of 53. That sky will stay mainly clear into early tonight, but then clouds will be on the increase throughout the night, a low of 42. Mostly cloudy tomorrow with some rain around in the afternoon, a high of 52. For Election Day on Tuesday, mostly cloudy and mild. There will be a shower or some drizzle around, a high of 62. Rain will arrive later in the day and into the evening hours. Some of the rain could be heavy with some gusty winds. By Wednesday, a mostly sunny sky with a gusty breeze, and a high Wednesday around 61. Now back to the meteorologist Brian Thompson. WBZ is ready at 10:30.
And we have sunshine, a little chilly out there, 52 degrees in Boston.
It's time to switch it up and make car buying fun. It's time to visit family-owned Tafanxian Toyota of Braintree. You'll notice the difference the minute you walk through the door. People do make the difference. Toyota of Braintree, just off Route 3. Look for the high-flying American flag.
WBZ News Time 12:36. The victims of the Pittsburgh synagogue massacre continue to be honored, including in Israel. ABC's Jordana Miller has more from Jerusalem.
Over the Sabbath, secular and religious Israelis gathered in synagogues across the country to honor the lives of the 11 Jews murdered in Pittsburgh. In Ra'anana, north of Tel Aviv, hundreds came to a memorial organized by the nephew of one victim, Jerry Rabinowitz. A doctor eulogized for the compassion he showed his HIV patients. In Jerusalem, rabbis in many synagogues gave sermons on the tragedy and included the names of the souls lost in the ancient mourner's prayer, the Kaddish. Jordana Miller, ABC News, Jerusalem.
3 people, including a police officer, were injured when a vehicle that swerved to avoid a tree limb struck a Hancock police cruiser head-on. This happened yesterday afternoon on Stoddard Road in Hancock. Authorities said the driver of the vehicle lost control, swerved into the southbound lane, and hit the cruiser. The 3 victims were taken to the area hospitals for treatment of non-life-threatening injuries. That accident remains under investigation. WBZ News Time, 12:37. We'll check some business news with Bloomberg coming up.
Massachusetts, this is Shiva, Dr. Shiva Ayyadurai. I'm on the ballot for U.S. Senator. Unlike my fake Indian competitor, I'm a real Indian. Born in Bombay, made in America, forged in the crucible of a blue-collar family. I went to public schools, made friends, played baseball and mowed lawns. Unlike others, I've never used my ethnic birth to get a job. I did it the all-American way with grit and determination. My achievements include 4 MIT degrees, including my PhD. I've lived in Massachusetts for nearly 40 years and built 7 successful high-tech companies. I'm the intelligent choice. I'll deliver real solutions to real problems. Safe and secure neighborhoods, protection of your privacy and free speech, world-class healthcare at the lowest cost, clean food, air, and water, trade schools that deliver high-paying jobs. Let's be the light and fight for the American dream. You don't have to choose the lesser of two evils. You think independent, now act independent. ShivaForSenate.com, ShivaForSenate.com. I'm Shiva Ayyadurai, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Shiva for Senate.
And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. My fellow citizens of the world, ask not what America will do for you, but what together we can do for the freedom of man.
Get inspired. The museum at the John F. Kennedy Library, Columbia Point, Boston.
WBZ News Time 12:38. We check some business news with Bloomberg and Alicia Parente.
When small and local are foodie buzzwords, what's a multinational food maker to do? Create its own small and local brands.
The large brands, the international brands, the global brands are losing share against the smaller ones.
And Danone CEO Emmanuel Faber tells Bloomberg his company recognized a decade ago that this would happen.
There was going to be a revolution. People are going for organic, going for plant-based, going for new ways of eating proteins, changing their diets, shopping in a different manner, going for smaller brands.
The maker of Activia and Dannon Yogurt went for the plant-based market last year with its $10 billion purchase of White Wave and the Silk soy milk brand. On the local front,
everything we sell in the U.S., we produce in the U.S.
And on the smaller brands front, Danone is introducing a dozen by the end of this year, labels that mimic the hip and modern packaging of the upstarts. In the U.S., that includes GMO-free milk and coffee creamer under the Left Field Farms brand name. I'm Elisa Parenti, Bloomberg Business on WBZ News Radio 1030.
WBZ News Time 12:39. Do you have an Amazon Echo? To hear the latest news, traffic, and weather, just say, hey, Alexa, play WBZ News Radio on iHeart. A small community in western Wisconsin is grieving the deaths of 3 young Girl Scouts and an adult after being hit by a pickup truck as they collected trash along a local highway. This happened yesterday morning in Lake Hallie, that's just south of Chippewa Falls. A police spokesman says the vehicle crossed a lane and veered into a ditch, striking members of the cleanup crew. The driver initially sped off, but later surrendered and now faces 4 counts. The victims include 3 fourth graders from a local elementary school. Another girl survived but is listed in critical condition at a local hospital. The Regional Girl Scouts Council plans to hold a vigil tonight. Iran is bracing for impact as the Trump administration prepares to reimpose economic sanctions against Tehran.
The reimposed U.S. sanctions are not being welcomed by other signatories to the nuclear deal. They insist Tehran is sticking to the agreement. The EU, Britain, France, and Germany vowed to protect their companies doing legitimate business with Iran. Russia says it'll be business as usual. Temporary waivers have reportedly been given to 8 countries, including China, but fearing U.S. retaliation, a wave of global companies have already pulled their Iranian investments, and Iran's export of crude oil is falling. Larry Miller, CBS News, London.
WBZ News Time 12:41. Lots of football today, but we have to wait till tonight for the Patriots. Brian Antonelli here with sports.
That is right, Charlie. The Patriots welcome the 3-1 Green Bay Packers to Foxborough tonight, but the big story in the game is this is only the second time in Tom Brady's career that he will meet up with Aaron Rodgers. Devin McCourty had this to say about Rodgers.
Playing Aaron is like playing Tom. You gotta try to make it tough. There's gonna be times you're gonna play perfect, and it's gonna be a first down. It's gonna be a tough catch on third. Like, it's just some balls you can't get to. And then you can add in his mobility.
Of course, the only other time they have played each other in their careers was back in 2014. Rodgers had the upper hand in that matchup, 26-21. Game time decisions with Rob Gronkowski and Sony Michel. Julian Edelman also questionable. That game kicks off at 8:20 tonight. A couple of 1 o'clock games to keep an eye on. Dolphins host the Jets. Kansas City is on the road at Cleveland. The Patriots are 2 games up on the Dolphins in the AFC East, and they are 1 game back of the Chiefs in the AFC. After a 1-point loss last night, the Celtics continue their 5-game road trip That continues on Monday at Denver. The Bruins lost 1-0 last night in Nashville against the Predators. Yaroslav Halak, 39 saves in the loss. Halak leads the league in goals against, save percentage, and shutouts. The Bruins welcome the Dallas Stars to the Garden on Monday. I'm Brian Antonelli, WBZ Sports.
Breaking news, heard here first, so you're always in the know, even when you're on the go. WBZ News Radio.
WBZ News Time, 1243. The Subaru retailers of New England, all-wheel drive traffic on the threes. We say good afternoon once again to David Stroffolino.
We've got some delays filling in north of the city on 128 southbound. On and off the brakes now from Route 1 to Route 93. 93 north is heavy approach. 128. Route 1 south is slow getting by 128. In Medford, there's a crash on Route 16 at Wellington Circle, causing delays in both directions. Out to the west, Route 2 westbound has a crash before Route 190, causing more than a 1-mile backup in each direction. 290 westbound jammed for 2.5 miles getting by work near Main Street in Shrewsbury. Around downtown, the lower deck is tied up from Sullivan Square to the Zakin Bridge. Leverett ramp just about full. Storer Drive eastbound grinds to a halt after Mass Ave because of work at the Longfellow Bridge. Ted Williams Tunnel, very busy inside, jammed if you're trying to get into it and spilling out throughout the airport. Get Unlimited Plus from Sprint, full of the features you love for a price you'll love. Learn more by stopping by your local Sprint store, visiting sprint.com/unlimited, or calling 1-800-SPRINT-1. Switch today. Your next report at 12:53. WBZ's traffic on the threes.
WBZ News Time, 1244. The 4-day WBZ AccuWeather forecast from meteorologist Brian Thompson. We'll get to enjoy a pretty nice November afternoon. We'll have a high around 53. Still a bit on the cool side, but lots of sunshine to enjoy. And tonight we'll have a clear sky early, so if you're headed to the Patriots game, no rain to worry about. So dress in layers, though. It's going to be chilly as temperatures drop through the 40s during the game. They'll eventually drop to 42 later tonight as clouds thicken up throughout the night. Mostly cloudy for tomorrow with some rain around in the afternoon, high 52. Temperatures bounce back a little bit on Election Day on Tuesday, mostly cloudy. We'll have a shower or some drizzle around, a high of 62, and we'll likely see some steadier rain trying to move in for a time late Tuesday and into Tuesday evening. Could have some downpours and even some gusty winds, and mostly sunny with a gusty breeze Wednesday, high 61. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson, WBZ News Radio 1030. And presently we have 50 degrees in Abington, 51 degrees in North Andover, and in downtown Boston we have sunshine and a chilly 52 degrees. WBZ News Time 1245 coming up after headlines. Dartmouth College goes into lockdown after a nearby shooting.
Fast is the nation's largest gig speed network. Beyond Fast is the complete reliability of 4G LTE backup. That means whether you're downloading big files, swiping credit cards, or emailing your sales team or customers, your business can go on even if the power goes out. When you're a business owner, you need speed and reliability. For a limited time, make the switch to Comcast Business and get an amazing deal on fast, reliable internet. Just one more way you can take your business beyond. Get fast, reliable internet and add TV and voice for only $34.90 more per month. Call 1-800-501-6000 today. Comcast Business. Beyond fast.
Progress 12/21/18. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Limited one voice line. Basic TV on one outlet. Requires Comcast Business Internet at additional monthly charge. Equipment taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Connection Pro backup limited to up to 6 hours.
The Boston Red Sox won the World Series, and after winning the most games in franchise history, this is truly the greatest Red Sox team of all time. To commemorate this historic event, Louisville Slugger is releasing this full-size laser-engraved World Series champions two-tone bat. The bat will have the laser-engraved names of this historic team's roster, including the name of the MVP, Steve Pearce. The full-size bat measures 34 inches, is limited to only 5,000 individually numbered bats, and sells for $129.95. Also just released is the officially licensed 2018 Red Sox World Series champions team signature bat with a facsimile signature of the World Series roster on each bat. This stunning keepsake sells for only $129.95 plus shipping. Big Time Bats is where you purchased your World Series champions bats in 04, 07, and 2000. 2013. Go to BigTimeBats.com now or see the bat and bat sets at BigTimeBats.com. Call 866-280-BATS now. 866-280-BATS.
When a rock kicked up on my windshield and cracked the glass, I knew who to call. New Angle Glass. Hi, this is Karen Blake. They came out to my house quickly and replaced the windshield in record time. Plus, they did all the paperwork. The whole thing was stress-free. Then when I went to remodel my bathroom, I knew who to call for my shower enclosure. New Angle Glass. New Angle Glass services all of Massachusetts and offers auto, residential, and commercial glass services. There's a reason why they've been in business for over 70 years. Call them at 1-833-NEW-ANGLE, NewAngleGlass.com.
News, traffic, weather, and business reports. This is WBZ News Radio 1030. Serving Boston and all of New England.
WBZ News Time, 12:48. We have 52 degrees in Boston. Our top stories right now, the midterm elections are just 2 days away. Democrats and Republicans are holding their breath as the candidates and President Trump are making a final push for voters. Here in Massachusetts, the voters are choosing a governor, senator, and an attorney general, among others. There are 3 ballot questions statewide. Some ballots will have local issue questions as well. And residents of a Brighton apartment building are forced to evacuate after a tree falls on a back deck during yesterday's high winds. Residents have to stay out of their apartments at least until tomorrow when the tree can be removed and a safety inspection is completed. Researchers studying the growing population of great white sharks off of Cape Cod have completed a 5-year effort to tag and track the powerful predators. State biologist Greg Scomo and his team tagged the last shark of the study off of Provincetown last week. The 14-foot female great white was the 17th tagged this summer and the 150th since 2009. Scomo tells the Cape Cod Times his team will now analyze the data to determine how many white sharks have arrived in the region in recent years and try to predict their future populations. This past summer was a particularly trying one on the Cape. A Massachusetts man was killed and a New York man was severely injured in separate shark attacks. A 22-year-old New Hampshire man is in police custody, arrested on charges that he shot and wounded another man near the Dartmouth College campus in Hanover. Gage Young was arrested just before 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon and charged with second-degree assault. That's a Class B felony. He was traveling through Hanover around 9:45 Friday night when he allegedly fired a handgun at a 19-year-old victim on School Street near the Christian Science Reading Room. The Dartmouth campus was placed in lockdown for several hours. That victim is expected to survive. Police have not provided a motive for that shooting. A Florida teenager is accused of killing his mother, then making it look like she was the victim of a crime. Correspondent Ariel Reshiff reports the violence may have all started in a fight over grades.
This morning, a teenage son arrested, allegedly confessing to murdering his own mother. Florida police say it all started this past Thursday night with a fight over grades. The boy allegedly waiting until midnight, strangling 46-year-old Gail Clevenger in her sleep. Authorities say he then enlisted 2 other teenage friends to help him load his mother's body into a van and bury it beneath a fire pit at a nearby church.
The boy is just 15, the 2 co-defendants 17. It's not clear yet whether the teenagers will be charged as adults. A jury selection begins tomorrow in the trial of Mexican drug lord El Chapo Guzman, and security is a major concern.
The ruthless reputation of El Chapo has authorities taking extra precautions. Prosecutors say Guzman was in the habit of ordering the killings of anyone who got in his way. Jurors' names will be kept from the public, and they'll be given escorts to and from court. Witnesses' names were blacked out on court documents after safety concerns. The courthouse will be fortified with extra security, including heavily armed federal agents. For pretrial hearings, the Brooklyn Bridge was shut down as a police motorcade that included a SWAT team, ambulance, and helicopter escorted El Chapo to court. But the judge says that's a logistical nightmare for New Yorkers, and other arrangements are being made. Julie Walker, New York.
A sharp drop in the number of children being adopted in England is said to be partly caused by improvements in vitro fertilization.
Since the birth 40 years ago, the world's first test tube baby, IVF, has had a 29% success rate in England. But at the same time, adoptions are down by 2/3. The head of the government's child welfare service suggests a direct link, and that adoption is now competing with lots of other ways of having children. But an adoption charity says it's more than that. That society has changed. Single parents are no longer encouraged to give up their babies, and more children are being cared for within the wider birth family. Larry Miller, CBS News, London.
Scientists at Boston University School of Medicine have found key to degenerative brain diseases such as chronic traumatic encephalopathy, the illness that afflicts football players such as Aaron Hernandez. Researchers say a gene makes some people more susceptible than others to CTE. The specific culprit is a common variant known as a TMEM106B, and if they can study the gene, they may be able to find ways to block it.
Local, state, and federal. Every race, every result. Election night coverage. Tuesday night on WBZ News Radio and the iHeartRadio app.
WBZ News Time, 12:53. The Subaru retailers of New England, all-wheel drive traffic on the 3s. It's brought to you by TF Green Airport. Here's David Struffalino.
Starting up north of town, 128 southbound is on and off the brakes from Route 1 to 93, and then busy 2 to Winter Street, 93 north, heavy approaching 128. In Wilmington, State Police report a multi-car crash on the ramp from 129 onto 93 southbound. Route 1 south slow getting by 128. In Medford, a crash on Route 16 at Wellington Circle causing delays in both directions. Heading into downtown, the lower deck is tied up from Sullivan Square to the Zachem Bridge. Levertown ramp just about full. Storrow Drive eastbound moving along from Kenmore Square to work at the Longfellow Bridge. The Sumner Tunnel and the westbound side of the Ted Williams Tunnel are both very busy. South of town, 95 northbound is backed up a mile, getting to the lower end of 128. Expressway northbound heavy furnace from Neponset to Southampton Street, southbound from Furnace Brook Parkway through the Braintree Split. Next report at 103 with David Cedrone on WBZ's traffic on the 3s.
Get your passports ready because TF Green Airport is flying nonstop to Montreal starting November 5th. That's right, fly nonstop to Montreal Monday through Friday without the hassle of tunnels, tolls, and traffic. Book today at regionalsky.com. C'est magnifique.
WBZ News Time, 12:54. The 4-day WBZ AccuWeather forecast from meteorologist Brian Thompson is brought to you by Toyota of Braintree.
Lots of sunshine on tap this afternoon, a high of 53. Off a clear sky early tonight, then increase in clouds, and a low down to 42 tonight, and that's going to pave the way for a pretty cloudy day tomorrow. There will be some rain around in the afternoon, a high of 52. We'll probably start out mainly dry for Election Day on Tuesday. There could be a shower or some drizzle around with a high of 62, but a good chunk of the day is going to turn out rain-free by late in the day and into the evening hours. That's when some rain is going to start to move in. And we could have some downpours, even some gusty winds with some of that rain. By Wednesday, though, the rain is gone. We're back to sunshine and a gusty breeze. High 61. Now back to weather meteorologist Brian Thompson. WBZ is ready at 10:30.
We have sunshine and 52 degrees in downtown Boston.
Switch it up at Toyota of Braintree, where people make the difference. You'll feel it the minute you walk through the door. Toyota of Braintree makes shopping for your new vehicle as fun as driving it. So mention Toyota of Braintree off Route 3. Look for the high-flying American flag. Switch it up.
WBZ News Time, 12:55. 12:55. Daylight savings has gotten to me, I guess. All right, time for a little car talk here on WBZ, focusing on the basics. The totally redone Chevy Silverado pickup comes off as more workhorse than show horse. There's nothing that really makes you go wow, but the more time you spend in one, the more improvements you notice. From the cargo volume, to remote-controlled tailgates, to a high-strength steel bed. It does feel for the Chevy me tryout seemed chiseled out of a single block of metal. The driving experience is solid. There are 9 trims and 6 engine transmission combinations. Prices range from the low 30s to near $70,000. The redone Chevy Silverado is really more innovation than invention, but it's solid and deserves a full 5 stars. With a car chronicles test drive, I'm Jeff Gibbert. WBZ News Time, 12:56. The clock is ticking on candidates hoping for a win this Tuesday. That story and all the news of the day coming up with Daryl Hagopian as the News Watch continues here on WBZ.
You've done it. You've found that perfect place, the perfect neighborhood. Now all you need is Eagle Bank, with a team that makes getting a mortgage a whole lot easier. From local decision-making to some of the most competitive fixed and adjustable rate mortgages you'll find anywhere. We're here to make getting that perfect place a reality. We're Eagle Bank, here to help you do more. Call 1-800-BANK Eagle. Member FDIC, member DIF, equal housing lender. Looking for that perfect weekend getaway? A place on the lake. A place just up that sandy path. A place where life is a little more relaxed. Then talk to Eagle Bank about our competitive fixed and adjustable rate mortgages and get the peace of mind that comes from knowing we keep things simple. Really simple. We're Eagle Bank, and we're here to help you do more.
Eagle Bank, Eagle Bank.
Call 1-800-BANK-EAGLE. Member FDIC, member DIF, equal housing lender.
Green Hills Irish Bakery is the best way to start your day. Serving the greater Boston community for more than 25 years, Green Hills is there to wake you up every morning with freshly brewed coffee and a gourmet breakfast sandwich to go. Satisfy your sweet tooth with a wide selection of homemade muffins, scones, cookies, and cupcakes, along with Guinness beef stew and honey-baked hams made daily for lunch. Make Green Hills Irish Bakery your next stop. Located on Adams Street in Dorchester, open daily at 5 a.m. GreenHillsBakery.com.
Listen up. For one day only, a potential life-changing event is coming to Boston. On November 14th, ABC's Shark Tank entrepreneurs Robert Hershevek and Damon John will be live in person at a Breakthrough Wealth Summit. Take just 4 hours out of your life and attend this free event and learn from these experts how to take advantage of key areas of growth in 2019, how to profit using emerging trends in social media and online sales, and how to protect yourself in the real estate market. You'll also get to network with some of the nation's biggest names in real estate and entrepreneurship. You'll leave this summit with new connections and wealth-enhancing ideas. Call 1-800-311-6994 now to get your free tickets and free dinner, and hear from Robert and Damon live in person November 14th. That's right, it's all free. Seating is limited, so call 1-800-369-94 or go online to djxlive.com. That's djxlive.com and get your free tickets today.
Hi, I'm Matt Hudson. You don't have to be a race car driver to know that life can be full of drama. Some of it you can't control, like mechanical issues, high winds, and rain delays. But there's some drama you can fix.
Escape the drama that comes with not having your high school diploma or equivalency. Find free adult education classes near you at Finish Your Diploma. Visit finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org.
You just need to take that first step and find free classes near you, and leave the drama for the racetrack.
Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Better call Lane Roofing now and get a new roof for $99 a month. WBZ Boston, WXKSFM HD2 Memphis, an iHeart radio station. This is WBZ News Radio 1030, where the news was never stops.
WBZ News Time, 1 o'clock. We've got 51 degrees, bright sunshine in Boston, headed up another couple of degrees today. Traffic and weather together coming up. I'm Darwin. Go to the WBZ News. Our top story this hour, the crucial midterms. The Democrats have been a beacon in the dark.
Update. It's going to be a busy day on the campaign trail for both parties, with the crucial midterm elections looming on Tuesday. Both sides are hopeful, as Democratic Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen tells NBC.
You have kind of a wave, a blue wave, although how big it will be, we don't know. But then in the Senate races, we've got a lot of senators who are running in states that Donald Trump won.
But Republican National Committee Chair Ronna McDaniel tells CBS's Face the Nation.
We've delivered on things that we've ran on, taking on the opioid crisis, funding our military, taking care of our veterans. So we have a record of results, and the Democrats have a record of resistance.
CBS's Ed O'Keefe spoke to supporters of President Trump at a rally about their main concerns.
Every single person in line I talked to said immigration. They're concerned about this caravan that's coming and security issues generally.
President Trump will speak at 2 more rallies today. CBS News Update. I'm Allison Keys.
WBZ News Time 101. Early voting ended Friday here in Massachusetts, and voters who haven't yet gone to the polls have a long list of choices to make. There are races for governor, Senate, Attorney General, Secretary of State, Auditor, and Treasurer. A black woman is running for Suffolk County DA, and a win would make Rachel Rollins the first person of that race and gender to serve in that role. She's facing independent Michael Maloney. There are also 3 ballot questions facing voters statewide, and some ballots will have local issue questions as well. The candidates are trying to make the most of these final few days to sway votes their way, crisscrossing the state. Senator Liz Warren is in Springfield and Worcester today. The Republican challenger, Jill, is at an event in Taunton this hour, and later this afternoon, he'll appear at the stadium in Foxborough. Last-minute legal decisions, a racist robocall, and a protester wearing a giant chicken suit holding a sign that reads, "Too chicken to debate." Those are the various scenes playing out into the final furious days of the hotly contested and historic race for Georgia governor between Democrat Stacey Abrams and Republican Brian Kemp. In the robocall, a man claiming to be Oprah Winfrey uses racist language to describe Abrams, who is black, and for whom Winfrey has been stumping this week. Political analyst Bill Crane says the call was paid for by RoadToPower.com, a known hate group.
They're a Marxist supremacist organization that's been a blog on the same name for about 6 months.
If elected, Abrams would be the first black female governor in the nation's history. Kemp, who is Georgia's Secretary of State, denies charges that he's used his office to make it harder for minorities to vote. But just this past Friday, a federal judge ordered the state to remove some roadblocks to voting that had been placed in the path of thousands of mainly minority voters. Kemp calls the robocall vile. A soldier from Utah killed in Afghanistan has special ties to his home city.
Senator Orrin Hatch was the one who announced the death of Brent Taylor, a soldier in Afghanistan, but also the mayor of Ogden, Utah. Back in January, Taylor was a guest on KSL Radio's Doug Wright show and was asked about his deployment.
It's a little bit more than news because I'm a male, but there's so many great service members and guardsmen who are ready to serve our communities and countries at a moment's notice.
Taylor, who leaves behind a wife and 7 young children, said in that same interview there are many who've stepped up at a time when the country needs it. His death being described by some as an insider attack in Kabul. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
A closer look at one of the biggest themes of the upcoming election coming up in a few minutes on WBZ. WBZ News Time 103, traffic and weather together. We've got the super retailers of New England all-wheel drive traffic on the frees, and we say good afternoon to Davidson Drummond.
Good afternoon, Carl. We'll go west first. The West Pike westbound, you'll hit a short delay after the Westboro Service Plaza. Otherwise, it's looking pretty good. Eastbound on the Pike, slows at Newton Corner. 290 westbound, knocks up over 2 miles, getting by a work crew in Worcester. And north of town, upper end of 128 southbound, you're on the brakes from Route 1 to 93. Further south, you'll ride the brakes again from Route 2 to Winter Street in Waltham. 93 northbound, slows connecting to Cloverleaf. Route 3 southbound gets heavy at the bottom at Route 128 in Burlington. 495 for problems there. Route 1 southbound jammed up, getting by the jug handle in Peabody. Your next report, 113 on WBZ's traffic on the frees.
WBZ News Time 104, now the 4-day WBZ AccuWeather forecast.
Well, as we head through the afternoon hours, it's going to be pretty pleasant outside. Lots of sunshine, a high of 53. Tonight, a clear sky early, then increasing clouds, a low down to 42. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy. There will be some rain around in the afternoon, high 52. Election Day on Tuesday, still quite a few clouds around. There'll be a shower or some drizzle, but really anything that's around during the day is going to be on the lighter side for the most part, a high of 62. So a mild day. By very late in the day Tuesday and into Tuesday evening, though, there will be some heavier downpours around, perhaps even some gusty winds. Mostly sunny and a gusty breeze Wednesday, high 61, and then it will turn chillier toward the end of the week. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson. WBZ is ready at 10:30.
We've got 52 degrees in Hull and 53 in Hopkinton. In Boston, 51 degrees, sunny skies.
Is your realtor a realtor? Not every real estate agent is a realtor. Only realtors adhere to a code of ethics. That means professional service to buyers, sellers, and renters. Make sure your agent is a realtor or find a realtor member today at GreaterBostonRealtor.com.
And that weather report brought to you by the Greater Boston Association of Realtors. WBZ News Time coming up on 106. We'll check Bloomberg Business News next.
For more information about contests on WBZ,
the kids-old bedroom set gathers dust while you need a new home office. You'd like to redo the living room, but your sofa has barely been used. Your furniture has served you well. Now let it find new life with a family who will truly treasure it. If you'll donate, we'll rebate. This is Joe Kelleher from Westwood Furniture. During November, we'll rebate the amount of your sales tax on almost everything you buy. All you have to do is donate at least one piece of used furniture to a charity such as Coalition for the Home. Most will pick up your donation, and all will give you a receipt to use at tax time. Just make your purchase this month. With your donation, all the details. Call us or go to westwoodfurniture.com. What an easy way to clean house, get a tax break, and enjoy a generous rebate. And some family will have their life made a little easier because of you. You donate and we'll rebate. Only at Westwood Furniture, the home of furniture that fits. We're in Dedham on Route 1A and Route 95, or find us at westwoodfurniture.com.
Massachusetts, this is Shiva, Dr. Shiva Ayyadurai. I'm on the ballot for U.S. Senator. Unlike my fake Indian competitor, I'm a real Indian. Born in Bombay, made in America, forged in the crucible of a blue-collar family. I went to public schools, made friends, played baseball, and mowed lawns. Unlike others, I've never used my ethnic birth to get a job. I did it the all-American way with grit and determination. My achievements include 4 MIT degrees, including my PhD. I've lived in Massachusetts for nearly 40 years and built 7 successful high-tech companies. I'm the intelligent choice. I'll deliver real solutions to real problems. Safe and secure neighborhoods, protection of your privacy and free speech, world-class healthcare at the lowest cost, clean food, air, and water, trade schools that deliver high-paying jobs. Let's be the light and fight for the American dream. You don't have to choose the lesser of 2 evils. You think independent, now act independent. ShivaForSenate.com, ShivaForSenate.com. I'm Shiva Ayyadurai, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Shiva for Senate.
WBZ News Time 108, now Bloomberg Business News.
What's not to love about the Pillsbury Doughboy? Apparently lots. Bloomberg Shruti Singh says millennials with $4 trillion in spending power and the up-and-coming Gen Z have different tastes.
They're looking increasingly for fresher food, fruits, vegetables, grains, meats. They want less preservatives. They want less sugar.
J.M. Smucker sold off Pillsbury to focus on coffee, peanut butter, and healthy snacks. Hershey sold a potato chip line and brought Smart Puffs, a baked cheese and corn snack that's free of gluten and preservatives. And Singh notes General Mills plans a move.
They might be looking at divesting 5% of their portfolio to pursue growth in other areas, such as cereals or yogurt.
Millennials are eating frozen meals, which are convenient and less expensive. And Singh reports Conagra is boosting its presence there with Bird's Eye.
If you're not going to buy fresh produce, frozen vegetables are seen as a good alternative.
Frozen food is also a way to fight Amazon because it's tougher to deliver if ordered online. I'm Patrice Sikora, Bloomberg Business on WBZ News Radio 1030.
And remember, if you're away from your radio, you can listen to WBZ on the free iHeart Radio app. WBZ News Time 109. One of the motivators for some voters come Tuesday, especially those who have come here from war-torn nations, is a familiar drumbeat rhetoric. Many immigrants say the politicians are saying here in the U.S. this year is similar to the words that preceded the violence that tore apart their home countries. Today, WBZ's Bill Marcus discussed this motivation with immigrant Emmanuel Ude. He comes from Nigeria in West Africa, which experienced a civil war in the 1960s. Ude tells WBZ's Bill Marcus his wife and the couple's 2 sons, both in their early 20s, are all motivated to vote this Tuesday because of fear.
What really would motivate me and my family, my 2 sons there, one is 22, the other one is 20. What would motivate them to make sure they vote and make them vote is that they are so much upset by the situation of things in the country, and they say so much hatred is being preached all everywhere. So they want to make a change. They want to see what they can do to put in their own let their voice be heard. But they're not so happy by the situation of things in the country about what is going on. So they want to make a change, definitely done about that.
Emmanuel, you said to me that this is not the country that they thought it would be. What do you mean by that?
Yes, what I mean was that the American dream we had about, which I just told them about, coming from an African background, and the American dream was that we are the dream of, a good life, progress, and living together. So, but the situation, the way it is right now, the kids are, my sons are so scared of where the country is moving. So they are so upset. So let's see what we can do to vote this time around to make a change. Yeah.
What makes them scared? What makes you scared?
Yeah, really, because of the culture. What is going on? People are being, support culture being preached everywhere. The political atmosphere is not so what they say now. So people are being hating each other. So they say this is not what they dreamed of. This is not what they wanted in their life. So that is that they're scared. Coming from Africa and America, and they are scared. 发表事情。So the tension increased everywhere. So that's why we are so scared.
And that is Emmanuel Ude, who comes from Nigeria, and he spoke with WBZ's Bill Marcus about the immigration issue, which is uppermost on a lot of people's minds heading into the midterms on Tuesday. WBZ News Time 112, checking sports. The Patriots take center stage tonight. It's Sunday Night Football. WBZ's Brian Antonelli is here to tell us all about it. Brian.
Good afternoon, Donnie. The Patriots welcome 3-3 Green Bay to Foxborough tonight. Rob Gronkowski and Sony Michel are game-time decisions. Julian Edelman also questionable. Gronkowski has not scored a touchdown in his last 6 games, the longest stretch of his career. But the biggest story of the game is cranked up to a 12. This is only the second time in his career that Tom Brady will be facing off against Aaron Rodgers. And Devin McCourty said this about Rodgers, and knowing that his defense has quite the challenge ahead.
Anyone who's on the field is a target. If they could be the primary guy in any route combination, any play, third down, first down, he's going to go to who he thinks is the best matchup. So everyone has to play well Sunday night.
Back in 2014, Rodgers had the upper hand against the Patriots, winning that matchup 26-21. A couple of the 1 o'clock games to keep an eye on right now would be the Jets at Miami and Kansas City at Cleveland. Of course, also Pittsburgh is at Baltimore, and they are marching down the field. Detroit is at Minnesota, and the Vikings lead that one 7-0. The Celtics continue their 5-game road trip on Monday after a loss last night by 1 point at Indiana, and the Bruins lost last night at Nashville against the Predators 1-0. Yaroslav Halak, 39 saves in the loss. Bruins continue their season on Monday, welcoming the Dallas Stars. I'm Brian Antonelli, WBZ Sports.
WBZ News Radio, making sure you're the first to know breaking news that affects you, reporting that keeps you safe and aware. WBZ News Radio.
WBZ News Time 113, traffic and weather together. We've got the Subaru retailers of New England all-wheel drive traffic on the breeze. Here's David Cibroni.
Our guy this time was sponsored by 23andMe. Coming from New Hampshire, 93 southbound west for a disabled vehicle that's in the center lane has backed up from before Route 102 in Derry. Going to downtown, lower deck, heavy in from Assembly Square, River Down ramp's moving okay. Star Drive outbound is out to the Longfellow, and again reaching Mass Ave. Star inbound gets heavy by the BU Bridge, and again by Mass General. The building's looking good. And the Ted Williams will hit the lows on the westbound side, leaving the airport. South of Town Expressway northbound, stop and go from Doretta Ave right up to the O'Neill. Expressway southbound jam from South Bay down to a reported crash by Morrissey Boulevard, and then slows Furnace Brook right through the split. Lower into 128, both ways are clear between Route 1 and the Pike. Route 3 northbound, you'll hit the brakes from after Union Street and Braintree up through the split. 95 northbound, heavy from the Dedham Street overpass right up to 128. Now through this Thanksgiving holiday, 23andMe and Sudbury service hits are only $49 when you buy 2 or more. Offer ends November 22nd. Go to 23andme.com/gift to get yours today. The next report is at 123 on WBZ's Traffic on the Streets.
WBZ News Time 115, and now Toyota of Braintree brings us the 4-day WBZ accurate forecast.
We'll have quite a bit of sunshine outside this afternoon with a high of 53, which really won't feel all that bad compared to yesterday. We really won't have that in through the afternoon hours. Tonight, a clear sky early, so it will be dry for the Pats game at Gillette Stadium. The clouds increase throughout the night. Temperatures during the game will be in the 40s, with bottom out of about 42 tonight. Up to 52 tomorrow with clouds, and there will be some rain around the afternoon. And then maybe a shower or some drizzle on Election Day Tuesday. Mostly cloudy at mild, a high of 62. But rain arrives late in the day or into the evening hours. So some of the rain could be on the heavier side with some gusty winds as a front moves through. But still the gusty breeze Wednesday with sunshine, a high of 61. Now back to weather meteorologist Brian Thompson, WBZ News Radio 1030.
We've got 50 degrees in Marshfield, 52 in Worcester, in Boston, 53 degrees, partly sunny skies. WBZ News Time 116. The deadly flooding that devastates parts of Italy. We'll tell you more about it in just a few minutes on WBZ. Your headline stories straight ahead.
Service with a smile. That's what you'll get at Toyota of Braintree. Complimentary shuttle service or enjoy coffee, Wi-Fi, big screen TV, and private work areas. To Franklin Toyota of Braintree on Route 3 Union Street. Look for the high-flying American flag.
The Boston Red Sox won the World Series, and after winning the most games in franchise history, this is truly the greatest Red Sox team of all time. To commemorate this historic event, Louisville Slugger is releasing this full-size, laser-engraved World Series champions two-tone bat. The bat will have the laser-engraved names of this historic team's roster, including the name of the MVP, Steve Pearce. The full-size bat measures 34 inches, is limited to only 5,000 individually numbered bats, and sells for $129.95. Also just released is the officially licensed 2018 Red Sox World Series Champions Team Signature Bat with the facsimile signature of the World Series roster on each bat. This stunning keepsake sells for only $129.95 plus shipping. Big Time Bats is where you purchased your World Series Champions bats in 04, 07, and 2013. Go to BigTimeBats.com now or see the bat and bat sets at BigTimeBats.com. Call 866-280-BATS now. 866-280-BATS.
My name is Jay Fishman, and I'm running for state auditor. I want to audit Massachusetts so much, my website is auditmassachusetts.com. If the auditor is supposed to make sure that Republicans and Democrats don't waste money, why would you elect a Republican or a Democrat to audit them? The Boston Globe thinks it's time to elect a Libertarian for auditor. And so do I. I'm asking for your vote for me, Dan Fishman, for state auditor on November 6th.
Paid for by the Massachusetts Libertarian Party. News, traffic, weather, and business reports. This is WBC News Radio 1030. Serving Boston and all of New England.
WBC News Time 118. We've got 53 degrees, partly sunny skies in Boston. The top stories now. Time is running out for candidates campaigning to win an election that looms Tuesday. The president is telling the country stumping for the GOP, and Democrats are relying on former President Barack Obama and entertainers like Jimmy Buffett to rally voters. Emerson College pollster Spencer Kimball says the fight for the Senate appears to be heading in the direction of Republicans retaining their majority. The same poll says the Democrats are in place to gain control of the House. Residents of a Brighton apartment building are forced to evacuate after a tree falls on a back deck. We'll tell you more about that in just a few minutes here on WBZ. WBZ News Time 119. North Korea is warning about possibly reasserting its policy of bolstering its nuclear arsenal unless the U.S. lifts the economic sanctions. Meantime, Washington and Seoul will begin small-scale military drills tomorrow. This comes after Pyongyang threatened to restart work on its nuclear program if international pressure does not ease. North Korea expert Gordon Chang thinks the resumption is a good thing.
I don't think that this development will materially affect the negotiations to disarm North Korea. President Trump has wanted to give the North Koreans a one-shot opportunity to do the right thing. They've had more than enough time, and they have shown that they are not prepared at this time to give up their weapons.
Secretary of State Mike Pompeo tells Fox News Sunday the U.S. has made clear to North Korea there will be no economic relief until the U.S. achieves its objectives. The trial is set to continue for a Connecticut man police say killed his father and lived with the corpse for 5 months before shooting a police officer who entered his home for a welfare check. The trial that began October 16th has been adjourned for the past 2 weeks. It gets back under release Andrew Samulis opened fire on officers when they entered his home in June 2013. One officer was shot but survived. Samulis was captured during a neighborhood manhunt, and his father's corpse was later found in the home. He is pleaded not guilty to murder and assault charges because of insanity. A dozen people are dead in Sicily in flooding that's sweeping Italy.
A survivor of two families, grandparents, parents, and young children, 9 of whom drowned after water from an overflowing river surged into their home near Palermo, Sicily. Some 30 people have perished the last week throughout Italy as winds more than 100 miles per hour have knocked down trees and caused flooding. In the north, vast forests of millions of trees have been devastated by winds, snapping like toothpicks. Megan Williams, ABC News, Rome.
WBZ News Time 121. People living in a Brighton apartment building are ordered to evacuate after a tree falls on a rear fire escape. It happened behind a 4-story building on Lothian Road. Fire department spokesman Mark Sanders says it would take a crew with heavy equipment to get at the tree.
As the tree is in the rear of the building, it's surrounded by the rear of other residential buildings. It's a tight area, and there needs to be other buildings that should right once they move the tree, is it going to cause any more damage to the virus? So because it's the weekend, it's still difficult to get somebody in here. But they were trying to get emergency trees in here. So as far as how long these people be displaced, I don't know.
Sanders says the building's management is providing temporary housing for the residents. There were no injuries reported. A Wilmington couple barely escapes injury after a big tree falls on their car. Richard Sardinsky and his wife were driving around a corner when the tree came crashing down on West Street, taking power lines with it. No one was hurt despite the close call. The car is totaled, however. But Sardinsky says so what, he and his wife are safe. They can always get another car. Saturday Night Live is at it again. In the cold open, Kate McKinnon plays Fox News anchor Laura Ingram, and Cicely Strong joins McKinnon playing Judge Janine Pirro in the skits on the Ingram family.
Eastern people as well. No question, Laura. This caravan's got hella wagons. There's very common direct flight from Iran to Guatemala. They claim their elephants as service animals. Stricken to Mexico. It makes almost too much sense.
And they also took a shot at Laura Ingram herself.
Now I'd like to take a moment to thank my sponsors, all the wonderful companies that stuck with me after I attacked the survivors of the Parkland shooting. So big thanks to Warm Ice Cream. Is regular ice cream too little for your sensitive teeth? Let us warm it up first.
And the show didn't forget the Red Sox and their big World Series win with Keenan Thompson playing the Big Poppy on Weekend Update.
And you know I was going to win nothing. They had a big parade, right? They had a big noise. There was a lot. They had a whole city of big Dominican nuts. With Big Poppy. Okay. And then what sort of one city?
Keenan Thompson playing Big Poppy on Weekend Update SNL last night.
This is Josh Greenspan. We certainly hope you're enjoying your weekend. The midterm elections coming up on Tuesday, November 6th. We're following all the final hours of local and national campaigning leading up to Election Day. Every House seat up for grabs and 33 seats in the Senate. We hope you join us right here Monday morning at 5 a.m. for the very latest. WBZ News Radio 10.
WBZ News Time 124, traffic and weather together. We've got the Subaru retailers at the Cleveland all-wheel drive traffic report. Here's David Sedrone.
Thank you, Carl. Out west, the Mass Pike westbound's clear through City out to Stockbridge. Eastbound Stockbridge, slow down at Newton Corner. 290 westbound is jammed up over 2 miles, getting by a work crew in Worcester. Going up north, upper end of 128 southbound, stop and go from Walnut Street and Linfield to the Cloverleaf. Further south, you'll ride breaks from Chicago Road down to before Route 20 and Waltham. 128 northbound gets busy up through Peabody to Lowell Street. 93 north, you'll hit delays from Sullivan Square to the Thousand Way, then slows connecting to the Cloverleaf. Route 3 southbound gets heavy at the bottom of Route 128 in Burlington. Route 1 southbound, jammed up getting by the Judge Handle in Peabody. Again, from Linfield down to Walnut Street in Saugus. Over the state line, New Hampshire, 93 southbound. Sable Dig in the center lane has things jammed up for nearly 3 miles from before Route 102 in Gary. The next report 133 on WBZ's Traffic on the 30s.
WBZ News Time 125 and now the 4-day WBZ Actor with a forecast with meteorologist Brian Thompson.
Sunny and sunshine is on tap for the afternoon hours. It's a high of 53. That sky will stay a little clear early tonight, but then clouds will be on the increase throughout the night. A low of 42. That's the cloudy tomorrow with some rain around in the afternoon. A high of 52. For election day on Tuesday, mostly cloudy. Mild. There will be a shower or some drizzle around. A high of 62. Rain will arrive later in the day and into the evening hours. Some of the rain could be heavy with some gusty winds. By Wednesday, mostly sunny sky with a gusty breeze on a high Wednesday around 61. I'm anchor weather meteorologist Brian Thompson. WBZ is ready at 10:30.
And right now we've got 53 degrees in Dedham, 53 in Brookline, and 53 here in Boston with partly cloudy skies. WBZ News Time 125. Baseball, a big celebration in Red Sox manager Alex Cora's hometown of Padres, Puerto Rico yesterday, celebrating the first man from the island to lead a team to the World Series championship. Cora, along with Red Sox players, coaches, owners, and front office managers, brought their World Series trophy home in a specially decked-out Red Sox plane. That plane courtesy of JetBlue, which has donated a Donner
into a charity of Core's choosing for every passenger flying on the Sox aircraft this month. WBZ News Time 126. It was a challenge of record proportions.
Cheers for Englishman Ross Edgley as he steps ashore at the coastal town of Margate to become the first person to swim the 1,780 miles around Great Britain. Edgley hasn't set foot on land since June 1st. He'd swim up to 12 hours a day, battling tides, currents, storms, jellyfish, shoulder pain, and a partial disintegration of his tongue from the salt water.
The highs are so high that the lows are so low.
After 157 in the sea, Edgley says he's looking forward to a hot bath and a warm bed. Larry Miller, CBS News, London.
Just in time for the holiday shopping season, Amazon confirms it's rolling out a new delivery option.
It's called Amazon Day, the day you choose when your stuff is delivered. Amazon has been testing the option for employees and will now invite a small group of Prime members to try it out. All your packages would be delivered on the same day in as few boxes as possible, which means that you can shop all week and at checkout choose a single delivery day. Prime members invited to try the new delivery service should see the option at checkout or get an invitation on the Amazon homepage. Miller Dale, ABC News.
WBZ News Time 127. WBZ News Time Rich. Tina Clark is a Grammy Award-winning music producer and composer. She lived in Mississippi in the 50s and 60s at the cusp of the Civil Rights era and has done a memoir of her early years called Southern Discomfort, and that title says a lot. Despite the ideal family portrait, wealth, aspiring farm, and servants, Clark paints a raw and deeply honest picture of her childhood. Tina was born to a rich white family that reveals a darker side, an alcoholic mother, a philandering father, racism and social breaks, and even gun play, all part of our author's complicated upbringing. Most poignant, recounting the kindness of their black maid, Virgie, who was not allowed to eat in her kitchen or in most restaurants, and became the mother figure that Tina needed. Tina also wrestles at a very young age with her sexual identity, realizing she's gay, struggling to understand herself in a time and place where understanding is not in great supply. These are real characters, parents and siblings, outlandish and stereotypical on the surface, and much more complex and well drawn in this great memoir. Southern Discomfort by Tina Clark. The book's on WBZ News Radio 1030. WBZ News Time 128. The candidates are on course with the victory. Just a couple of days off. WBZ's Charlie Sherman with the campaign roundup coming up at 1:30. I'm Dara, Deputy WBZ News Radio 1030.
Well, I finally did it. My student loan is totally paid off.
What? What about our plans to win the lottery and start living? You know, travel the world on matching yachts, wear enough jewelry to require a bodyguard, vacation in French Riviera. No way. You know we're never going to win the lottery, right?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at beatthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
The all-new 2019 Subaru Forester CSUV for all who want. Trust your donated vehicle to the Salvation Army. Just pick up the phone and they'll handle the rest. Donate your used vehicle to the Salvation Army. Call 800-SA-TRUCK.
Traffic and weather together on the threes, and breaking news when it happens. The News Watch never stops at WBZ News Radio 1030 and iHeartRadio.
WBZ News Time 1:40. 1:30. 53 degrees in Boston. Temperature going up to a high today of about 53 degrees. Time to weather together coming up. I'm Charlie Sherman, WBZ News. Our top story, the clock is ticking and time is winding down as we approach Tuesday in the midterm elections. Voters will choose which party will control the House, but as of now, it's anyone's guess as to who will prevail. I'm Tom Cody. 2 days ahead of congressional elections, CBS polling leads our elections and polling director Anthony Salgado to believe
The Democrats get into Tuesday in position to take control, even if narrowly, with a big if attached. The Democrats are highly dependent on people who say that they have not voted in midterms before. That's going to be about 20% of their vote.
And if they don't show up, Salgado notes, the polling is tight enough so that Republicans could then hold control of the House. He was out face the nation. Tom Cody, CBS News, Washington. Unlike other year-off elections, voters are putting a lot of thought into their vote in 2018.
At the station landing Starbucks here in Medford, the usual Sunday morning crowd looking out and went asleep. Danny's an electrician from Malden who's moved back to the area and living in Rockford. Before I wasn't that much work. I just plenty of work. And that's motivating me to keep going. Danny says he likes
question. Why the bricklayer? He shares a specific dislike. Governor Charlie Baker.
The workers, especially off-these labor, hasn't been represented at that level.
Well, Eliza, the focus is national.
If they do, like, we're making a change, and that does have an impact on the election and on the House.
Director Bill Marcus, WBZ News Radio, 1030.
An uncooperative victim causes the Newburyport County DA's office to rule out pressing sexual assault charges against the teacher's aide. John O'Connor is scheduled to go on trial tomorrow, accused of indecent assault and battery on a person under 14. O'Connor had been working as a teacher's aide at the Cleveland School in Milton when he was arrested back in April. Court papers filed by the Assistant District Attorney says the victim asked not to be forced to testify. The prosecutors could bring back charges if more evidence becomes available. A baby shower with plenty of surprises for military mothers-to-be. WBZ's Gary Riddle reports from Boston.
The March and the Boston Bruins welcome 50 military moms at the UMass Club on Beacon Street. That's for military spouses and members like Rachel, who's in the Navy and stationed in New York and far away from family.
He's about to be I'm not around any family and we have a lot of friends up on that here, so they show up. Be careful, everybody else, so it's nice to have a baby shower.
Among the gifts, a $300 stroller, baskets of baby wear, and information and help from the March of Dimes. In Boston, Karen Riegel, WBZ News Radio, 1030.
Papa Gino's abruptly shuts down dozens of stores. That story coming up. Time 1:33, the Subaru retailers of New England, all-wheel drive traffic on the freeze. It's brought to you by Bernie and Phil's Furniture. And we say good afternoon to David Sedroni.
Well, good afternoon to you. We're going to go downtown first. Lodeck is heavy into the center of the square. Let it down, it's full. Stowe Drive outbound is out to the Longfellow and hitting once again, breaking Mass Ave. Inbound, Jansen, along Feather Bridge to Mass General. The total gets a bit busy on the Loop ramp inbound to Ted Williams. You'll hit minor delays on both sides in and out of the airport. Southbound Expressway northbound, you're on and out the brakes from after Granite Avenue to the City Expressway. The southbound jammed up from near O'Neill down to a reported crash by Morrison Boulevard, and then you'll tap the brakes through the split lower end of 128 Focus and looking good. Route 3 north, you'll hit the brakes from the Broken Parkway exit through the split 95 north. Heavy at the top connecting to 128. Your next report 143 on WBZ's back on the bridge.
Celebrate and save at Bernie and Phil's. Receive up to a $200 furniture gift card with any Stearns & Foster Sleep System purchase and experience the indulgent comfort of the world's finest bed. Queen mattresses start at only $23 a month. Come see Massachusetts' largest selection of Stearns & Foster at Bernie and Phil's.
WBZ News Time 134. A 4-day WBZ accurate forecast from meteorologist Brian Thompson is brought to you by the Greater Boston Association of Realtors. So this was a pretty nice November afternoon. We'll have a high around 53. Sleeping on the cool side, but lots of sunshine to enjoy. Tonight with a clear sky early, so we're heading to the Patriots game. No rain to worry about. So just the layers, those heated chills. Temperature dropped to the 40s during the game. Will eventually drop to 42 when the clouds clouds pick up throughout the night. Most of cloudy for tomorrow is some rain around in the afternoon. High 52. Temperatures bounce back a little bit on Election Day. On Tuesday, mostly cloudy. We'll have a shower or some drizzle around. The high of 62. And we'll likely see some steadier rain trying to move time late Tuesday and into Tuesday evening. Some downpours meaning some gusty winds. And mostly sunny with a gusty breeze Wednesday by 61. I'm actually about the meteorologist Brian Thompson, WBZ News Radio 1030. We have 55 degrees in Framingham. In Hull, it's 53 degrees. And in downtown Boston, sunshine and 53 degrees.
Is your realtor a realtor? Not every real estate agent is a realtor. Only realtors adhere to a code of ethics. That means professional service to buyers, sellers, and renters. Make sure your agent is a realtor or find a realtor member today at GreaterBostonRealtor.com.
News Time 135, a small community in western Wisconsin is grieving the deaths of 3 young Girl Scouts and an adult after they were hit by a pickup truck as they cleared away roadside trash. We get details from CBS's Bruce Marcus.
The Girl Scouts National CEO has issued a statement saying all members' hearts are broken over the tragedy. The statement also says Girl Scouts everywhere are standing with their families. The girls and an adult were picking up trash along a rural road when the driver of a pickup truck veered off into a ditch and killed them. The driver fled the scene but eventually turned himself in. He faces charges of murder by negligent use of a vehicle.
The man accused of shooting and killing 2 women at a Florida yoga studio has also been accused of harassing and assaulting women in the past and posting racist videos online. Daniela Al-Balat was shot in the leg when Scott Paul barely opened fire.
I immediately told my lady that was with me to help me wrap around the yoga towel around my thigh so I could kind of stop the bleeding a bit because it was bleeding a lot.
Daniela and others were saved by the quick thinking of hero Joshua, who hit the gunman, which distracted him, giving them a chance to escape. Scientists say plastics are to blame for the death of a giant endangered sea turtle that washed up on Cape Cod this week. WBZ's Sherry Small has that story.
Veterinarians determine a 420-pound female leatherback sea turtle that washed up on a Cape Cod beach on Wednesday died in part from ingesting an 11-inch by 5-inch piece of plastic. The giant soft-shelled endangered turtles feed on jellyfish in the New England waters in summer and fall, but make a mistake loading plastic for the jellyfish. And New England Aquarium spokesperson Tony Cass says this turtle also suffered from a huge gaping cut from getting entangled in fishing lines.
Oftentimes these turtles will get caught on vertical lines that go down to lobster pot, and they'll get a wrap around them. And in this particular case, that looked like it became massively infected.
Sherry Small, WBZ News Radio 1030.
WBZ News Time 1:37. We'll check business news with Bloomberg. That's coming up.
It's amazing the value a used vehicle can have on a human life. When your car, boat, truck, motorcycle, or RV has served its purpose, why not donate it to the Salvation Army? By donating your vehicle, you're providing a new direction for those struggling with alcohol, opioids, or other drugs. Your donations have changed lives for nearly 150 years. Donate by December 31st to receive a tax deduction for this year. Call 800-SA-TRUCK or visit satruck.org. They'll pick up your vehicle at no charge and give you an IRS-approved receipt. Thank you for helping the Salvation Army do the most good.
This is the sound of E. coli splashing around in raw hamburger juice on your cutting board. And it looks like Mom just put the tomatoes and onions on there. Don't let E. coli monster your food. An estimated 2,000 Americans die from a foodborne illness. So always separate raw meat from vegetables on food cutting boards. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov. Brought to you by USDA, HHS, and the FDA. WBZ News Time 1:38, and we check business news with Bloomberg.
It is bogged down for the lacrosse industry.
When you start a new business, you need to go attract new customers.
Mike Rabel, co-founder and CEO of the New Lacrosse League, announcing a coast-to-coast travel league starting next summer with co-founder and brother Paul Rabel.
It is a revolutionary tour-based major professional lacrosse league.
Rival Major League Lacrosse may be on the defensive. The PLL has a deal with NBC Sports that includes broadcasting games and a streaming service.
This is an investment from their standpoint into the future of professional sports.
The Rain Group, creative artist agency Bloom Capital among the backers, also New England Patriots, has spoken in this era of athlete investors.
Whether it's Kevin Durant or Kobe Bryant or LeBron James investing in startups, or many of them in lieu of a cash compensation are now asking for an equity position.
The cost is likely growing with more than 2 million players, many with incomes above the national average. I'm Denise Colvin with Bloomberg. This is on WBZ News 1030.
WBZ News Time 1:40. Do you have it on Amazon Echo to hear the latest news? Traffic and weather. Just say, hey Alexa, or WBZ News Radio on iHeartRadio. Workers at dozens of Papa Gino's across New England are caught off guard with word that their stores have been closed on short notice. Papa Gino's once ran around 150 stores throughout the region, but a check of the company's website now shows just 97 locations. This man we spoke with is one of the workers caught short finding out what his boss called him. The good thing is, he says he still has a job. He just has to apply for it.
I'm officially unemployed because I still have to reapply for my job. Even though I'm hired because the person who runs the store really likes me and considers me a good worker, I guess, so she wants me back. But I still have to go tomorrow and do everything online and fill out an application again so I can get my job back.
Papa Gino's dates back to 1961 when it was started as a family business founded by Michael and Helen Valerio. There are reports that Papa Gino's has been purchased by another company. WBZ News Time 1:41. It's Football Sunday. Lots of games already underway. Let's get the latest in sports with Brian Antonelli. Good afternoon, Charlie. Yes, the 6-2 Patriots welcome the 3-1 Green Bay Packers to Foxborough tonight after riding a 5-game winning streak. Rob Gronkowski gained some of the show our game time decisions. Julian Edelman also questionable. But the big story of the game is cranked up to 12 because on one side you have number 12 in the green and gold with 2 MVPs and a Super Bowl ring, and the other you have number 12 in the navy blue and red with 3 MVPs and 5 Super Bowl rings. This is only the second time in Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers' career that they will face off in an NFL game. Aaron Rodgers, of course, had the upper hand in 2014, winning that game 26-21, but this is what Tom Brady has to say about his matchup today.
Really well coached. They got a lot of scheme. They got a lot of talented players, very versatile players on defense. So that's where my attention's focused, and our defense really focused on high step there.
This game is Sunday Night Football. Kicks off at 8:20 tonight. Couple of games around the league right now. Pittsburgh leads Baltimore 7-3 at the end of the first quarter. Chicago's up 7-0 at Buffalo in the second quarter. Tampa Bay is trailing the Panthers 14-0. And at the end of the first quarter, Kansas City leads the Browns 7-3. Miami and the Jets are tied in the second quarter. Detroit trails the Vikings 7-3, and the Falcons lead the Redskins 7-0 in the second quarter of that game. The Bruins and the Celtics are off today as they both lost last night by a score apiece. The Celtics continue their 5-game road trip in Denver on Monday, and the Bruins welcome Tyler Seguin and the Dallas Stars to the Garden Monday night as well. This is Brian Antonelli, WBZ Sports. Retailers of New England, all-wheel drive traffic on the freeway. We got to check the roads on this sunny Sunday afternoon. Davidson Road.
It is Minnesota Bank Chapter this afternoon. Chapter was sponsored by Lowe's. We go north, upper end of 128 southbound. Stop and go from Walnut Street and Linfield down to the Cloverleaf. Further south, you'll hit brakes again from Winter Street before Route 20 and Rockland. 128 northbound. It's busy up to Peabody to Lowell Street. 93 north, you'll hit delays from the Sullivan Square up to the Causeway. Then slows connecting to the Cloverleaf. Now, Route 3 southbound is taking the 28 in Burlington. Route 1 southbound, you jammed up from the jug handle down to a multi-vehicle crash in Linfield Town. No issues on 495. Out west, Mass Pike west, east and westbound, clear between the city and Sturbridge. Route 290 westbound to Mass still jammed up over 2 miles, getting by a work crew in Worcester. Hurry into Lowe's today for savings on everything you need to get started on your fall projects like overseeding and feeding your lawn. Plus find savings, perk up your mulch and fall plants. Whatever's on your to-do list, start now and save on what you need. All projects have a starting point. Start with Lowe's. CNX Report 153 on WBZ's Traffic on the Breeze.
WBZ News Time 1:44. Let's get the 4-day WBZ accurate forecast from meteorologist Brian Thompson.
Lots of sunshine outside this afternoon. A high of 53. Have a clear sky early tonight. Then increasing clouds and a low down to 42 tonight. And that's going to pave the way for a pretty cloudy day tomorrow. There'll be some rain around the afternoon. A high of 2. I'll probably start out mainly dry for election day on Tuesday. There could be a showers and drizzle around for a high of 62. But a good chunk of it is going to turn out rain free by late in the day and into the evening hours. That's when some rain is going to start to move in. We'll put up some downpours and some gusty winds with some of that rain. By Wednesday night, the rain is gone. We're back to sunshine and a gusty breeze on 61. I'm going to weather meteorologist Brian Thompson. WBZ is ready at 10:30.
And presently in Arlington, it's 53 degrees in downtown Lawrence. We're showing 52. And in downtown Boston, we have sunshine and 53 degrees. WBZ News at 1:45 coming up. ESPN is saying sorry after an on-air comment is made about the Alabama football team.
When it comes to financing your mortgage, let the experienced loan officers of East Boston Savings Bank review your options and get you in the mortgage that fits your situation. Call a loan officer today at 978-977-7100.
Hey everybody, it's Steve Lyons, former big league player and Nesson baseball analyst. You know, lately I've been kicking myself for not trademarking the phrase, "Hey Steve, nice lettuce," because that's all I ever hear from people everywhere I go. And why not? Stefano hair restoration has my hair looking better than it did 20 years ago. Dr. Hines and his team are amazing, and they'll have you in and out of your procedure in no time. All I did was sit back and watch
to a couple movies while they work their magic. Hey, I know how you feel. Every morning I used to see more and more of my hair waving goodbye as it filtered the drain in my shower. If you have thinning hair or baldness, you have choices. You can ignore it, accept it, or go into Crowsco. So when it comes to your looks and your confidence, don't wait and don't settle for less than the best. Do what I did and go to the Crowsco. Call Pistafal Hair Restoration for your free consultation. Financing is available with payments as low as $119. Call 800-560-HAIR. That's 800-560-HAIR. Or go to hairman.com.
The Boys and Girls Club is well known for providing life-enhancing opportunities for children. Right now, the James L. McCubey Boys and Girls Club of Woburn has embarked upon a campaign to raise funds to complete a major renovation and expansion. The plans include a restoration of the pool, a larger gym, and a new classroom focusing on science, technology, engineering, and math. Gifts are fully tax deductible. You can learn more about the project at buildingfuturescampaign.org. The Boys and Girls Club. Great futures start there.
News, traffic, weather, and business reports. This is WBC News Radio 1030. Serving Boston, all of New England.
WBZ News Time, 1:47, 53 degrees. And our top stories now. Time is running out for candidates campaigning to win an election that looms Tuesday. The president is traveling the country, stumping for the GOP, and Democrats are relying on former President Barack Obama and entertainers like Jimmy Buffett to rally voters. Boston police are investigating an alleged sexual assault of a child in the South End. They responded last night to an address on Hannah Street, and they're looking for a suspect they believe may be connected to that incident. And dozens of Papa Gino's restaurants have been abruptly shut down across New England today. The Massachusetts-based pizza franchise was founded back in 1961 and up until today has 150 stores all across the region. Federal health officials quietly allow a new powerful opioid painkiller to hit the market. ABC's Mona Rivera reports the move is being heavily criticized.
The FDA giving final approval to the drug Desuvia. It's small, it's strong, it's about 1,000 times more powerful than morphine. ABC Chief Medical Correspondent Dr. Jennifer Ashton predicts dear Desuvia will be yet another opioid abused. It can stop your breathing. That can happen the first time. It can be fatal. That's how people die of opioid overdoses. So when you talk about a new drug like this, potential for abuse is there.
The FDA putting strict limits on who gets the new synthetic painkiller. It'll be permitted in medical settings only. Mona Rivera, ABC News.
ESPN is apologizing after political commentator James Carville made an on-air claim there was an SEC conspiracy led by Commissioner Greg Sankey to help the University of Alabama football team. Carville, the Louisiana State University alum, was appearing on game day and was asked about the first-half suspension of an LSU top player for targeting in a previous game. He replied by saying there was a pattern of top players being removed by the SEC for games against Alabama. ESPN responded a few hours later through host Chris Cotter, saying Carville's actions were over the top and we would like to apologize to Commissioner Sankey for those comments. A jazz icon has died.
Traveling woman trumpeter Roy Hargrove has passed away. His manager says he died Friday in New York. A cardiac arrest stemming from a long-time bout of kidney disease, regarded by many of his peers as the greatest trumpeter of his generation. Hargrove collaborated with jazz giants Herbie Hancock and Wynton Marsalis, also teamed up with mainstream artists such as Erykah Badu, Common, and D'Angelo, incorporating sounds of R&B, soul, funk, and hip-hop. In his work, jazz trumpeter Roy Hargrove was 49 years old. Dave Schreiber, ABC News, New York.
Well, did you enjoy that extra hour of sleep last night and this morning? California residents should be having their last round of daylight savings time. CBS's Christy Fajardo says there is a proposal to eliminate the clock rollback.
Voters will get a chance to weigh in on Tuesday. Prop 7 would give the state legislature the authority to do away with the time changes, assuming Congress approves.
California. The supporters say the biannual changing of the clocks can be hazardous to the health and productivity of kids, workers, and senior citizens. Just in time for Veterans Day, a nonprofit group is working with the Providence VA Medical Center to give away winter clothing to homeless and low-income veterans. Operation Stand Down Rhode Island, an annual event, is holding a coat giveaway for veterans at the Medical Center at Chalkstone Avenue in Providence from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. on Friday, November 9th. The group helps homeless veterans and veterans who are at risk of becoming homeless. It's giving away coats, gloves, hats, blankets, and toiletries to help keep veterans warm this winter. More than 100 coats and warm weather gear were donated for the giveaway. Car dealers say they're ready to make a deal. Higher interest rates, slowing sales, and growing inventories are a big hit to analysts like auto traders Michelle Krebs. Holidays are coming, and car makers are getting ready to deal.
We always see big luxury sales and truck sales in December, but I think we'll see some good deals all across the board.
Black Friday has also become a very important day for car dealers, bringing out special promotions. Jeff DeWeese, CBS News, Detroit. Olympic gymnast Simone Biles is making history. Biles competed in the World Gymnastics in Qatar and won 4 gold medals. She's the first American woman in 30 years to win a medal in all 6 events at the World Gymnastics Championships, all while battling a kidney stone. Biles says there's a lot for her to be proud of. She made it to the event, medaled in all of them, and survived. And we're getting a better idea of the destructive effects of gypsy moth caterpillars to forests in southern New England. Rhode Island environmental officials estimate that more than 1 million acres of forest in Massachusetts, Connecticut, and Rhode Island have been damaged by the insects since 2015. In the Ocean State alone, a quarter of the hardwood trees have been killed by the caterpillars, along with droughts and other insect infestations. In a way, we can thank the textile industry of the 19th century. Gypsy moth caterpillars were brought over from Europe in the 1800s in a failed bid to produce silk here, eventually causing destruction throughout the region.
Keep in the air, the North, the oldest time state world champion 2018.
Every year, another championship.
Folks don't want this to end, and apparently that is certainly the case. People are still here celebrating.
WBZ News Time 153, traffic and weather together. The Subaru retailers of New England, all-wheel drive traffic on the streets, brought to you by Newburyport College. Here's David Sedroni.
Okay, let's go south of town. Expressway northbound slows Second Road, Southampton. When it gets heavy and slow from after the turnpike through the O'Neill Tunnel. Expressway southbound jammed up from Pike to Morrissey, and again, French Brook through the split. According to Butcher, vehicles are cleared through Route 1 in the town. On the Pike Route 3 on the South Shore, both ways clear. Brancher to Plymouth, 93 southbound locked up out the Brancher split through 28 and Randolph, 95 north. Gets heavy at the stop by 128. Downtown, the load up is heavy in from Assembly Square, delivered direct at top to bottom. Star Drive outbound right to the Longfellow. Star inbound jam from the Longfellow Bridge to Mass General. The Colvin gets busy on the loop ramp inbound. Ted Williams with minor delays on both sides in and out of Logan. The next reports at 2:03. WBC's traffic on the routes.
With the top job placement rate in Massachusetts and a nationally recognized internship model, Endicott College has a proven track record of making career dreams come true. For more information, visit endicott.edu. That's endicott.edu.
WBZ News Time 154, the 4-day WBZ Accurate forecast. Meteorologist Brian Thompson. As we head through the afternoon hours, it's going to be pretty pleasant outside. Lots of sunshine, a high of 53. Tonight, a clear sky early, then increasing clouds, and low down to 42. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy. There will be some rain around in the afternoon, high 52. Election day on Tuesday. Still quite a few clouds around. Could be a shower or some drizzle, but really anything that's around during the day is going to be on the lighter side for the most part. High 62, so mild day. Very late in the day, Tuesday and into Tuesday evening, there will be some heavier downpours around, possibly some gusty winds. Mostly sunny and a gusty breeze Wednesday, high 61, and then it will turn chillier toward the end of the week. I'm back in at the meteorologist Brian Thompson. WBZ is ready at 10:30. 52 in Jamaica Plain, 50 degrees in Abington, and 53 and sunshine in Boston. WBZ News Time 155 on the Ring Central Newsline. Walking around town later this month, you might see some pretty scruffy beards. It's No Shave November, where men don't shave to raise money for causes. Chris Powell is a veteran and a transit police detective who started the program 4 years ago to raise money for Home Base. That's an organization that helps vets cope with the struggles of returning home. He says the campaign helps raise awareness of PTSD.
I'm one of those people. But like, I was overseas and got on the ground in Iraq and I was shot by a sniper on a reconnaissance mission and almost killed. We came home to cold sweats and nightmares and the transition home is And like I said, every day of my life is that it's thanks to that program. And we owe not only the men and women who didn't make it, but the ones who fight is still fighting the fight. We're doing everything we can to point them in the right direction, to get them treatment, so that they can be the people that they were before the war. So that's what it's all about. Like, all of us live a better life thanks to the heroes that are fighting on a daily basis. And I would say, listen, we wouldn't leave a wounded comrade on the battlefield, right? So why would we do it the civilian way? You know, we're all in it together. And you know what, we need to take care of each other, and, you know, war was the greatest honor of my life, okay? And I can tell you that even surviving from the heaviest combat of the war, that the transition ahead was so much tougher. And I really believe that, because I think that everyone thinks we're the only one that's ever went through it. That's why I'm so open about it. I said I went through the home-based program, and they said, you know, hey, do you want to talk about it? And I said, we don't. And I said, and no police officer ever would. And I said, and that's exactly why I do it. Because the only way we're ever going to save lives is by being open about it. And all this is normal, right? Like, you know, war is tough. And losing guys is tough. And the transition home is tough. And if people know that it's all part of the process. You know, you'd be traumatized if maybe, you know, you were in a car accident or a fire. Or, you know, something when you're crossing for a war zone and you're going on missions and not everyone's making it back. You know, regardless of being honest, but maybe it's because of God, but I said I'd be more concerned if that didn't happen.
Howard says nearly 100 police departments in 4 New England states are participating this year, and they hope to raise more than $150,000 for fund base. WBZ News Time 158 coming up. Boston police investigate an alleged sexual assault of a young girl. Our Philadelphians standing by as the news watch continues here on WBZ.
Look up, look down, look around, look up, look down, look around. In the trees and on the ground, the ARB must be found.
If you're hearing this, you live in an area affected by the Asian longhorn beetle, an invasive species that is destroying our trees. But you can help. Look for the signs and help stop the beetle.
Look up, look down, look around, look up, look down, look around. In the trees and on the ground, the ARB must be found.
Some signs of the ALB are dime-sized holes on tree trunks, a sawdust-like material called fraps, and the beetle itself, with a long black body and white spots.
Look up, look down, look around, look up, look down, look around. In the trees and on the ground, the ARB must be found.
Learn all the signs and how to report them at AsianLonghornBeetle.com. That's AsianLonghornBeetle.com.
And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. My fellow citizens of the world, ask not what America will do for you, what you together we can do for the freedom of man.
James Scott, the Museum at the John F. Kennedy Library, Columbia Park, Boston. Protocol loan roofing now get a new roof for $99 a month. WBZ Boston, WXKSFM HD2 Medford, an iHeartRadio station. This is WBZ News Radio 1030, where the news was never stops.
WBZ News Time, 2 o'clock. We've got 53 degrees and sunny skies in Boston. That's about our high for today. Traffic and weather together coming up. I'm Darrell from WBZ News. Our top story at this hour. Police are looking for a guy wanted for a sex assault on a girl in the South. Officers were called to a building on Hammond Street around 6:45 last night. And the girl told them she was attacked inside a common hallway. The girl describes the guy as Hispanic, in his 20s, about 5'7", slim build, wearing a gray sweatsuit. You can see photos of him on our website, WBZ1030.com. Anyone with information is asked to call Boston Police. But something's apparently up at Papa Gino's. The Dedham-based pizza chain has abruptly closed dozens of stores across New England. This Papa Gino's worker, who does not want to be identified, tells WBZ about what his manager told him.
I sat down and she goes, now get the bad news. Papa Gino's, those just closed 40 stores. And the store you were supposed to work in today is shut down. I go, oh. And she told me that all employees to restore the Democrat shutdown need to go back online and reapply.
WBZ News Radio 1030 has a call out to Papagenos for comments. Keep it tuned right here for the latest and catch us too on the free iHeart Radio app. We're just a couple days away from the midterms, and some have said that President Trump has resigned to Republicans losing majority control of the House, but the RNC chair, Ron McClellan, doesn't see it that way.
Especially with the economic numbers that we saw on Friday, with 250,000 jobs added to the economy, with wages over 3% for the first time in a decade. I mean, the American voters are looking at what's happened over the past 2 years. They're making more money, more jobs are coming back. That is a great closing argument in a lot of these House races that are within the margin of error.
Democrats are counting on wresting control of the House and hoping for a long shot series of wins to win back the Senate as well. But Republicans are optimistic they can gain seats in a Senate map heavy on red states and haven't given up on holding the House. Emerson College pollster Spencer Kimball says Massachusetts on Tuesday will be a Democratic romp with the exception of the gubernatorial race, in which Republican incumbent Charlie Baker is set to win by as much as 20 points. He's favored to win by that much, anyway. One candidate to watch may have implications for the 2022 gubernatorial race in the state.
They're doing exceptionally well.
A poll out last night by the Washington Post and ABC News gives Democrats an edge in the generic ballot for the House, but the same survey also finds a strong economy and the president's focus on immigration motivating his supporters to vote. A deck collapses in Brighton. That story in a few minutes on WBZ. WBZ News Time 203, traffic and weather together. David Cedrone up first with the Subaru retailers of New England and all-wheel drive traffic on the streets.
All right, guys, we're going to go north of town, upper end of 128 southbound. You got to go from Route 1 down past North Ave. Further south, you'll ride the brakes from Winter Street down to before Route 20 in Waltham. 128 northbound gets busy. 250 up to Lowell Street. 93 north, you'll hit delays leaving the O'Neill from Sullivan Square up to the Bells-Way. Then it's slow connecting to Cloverleaf. Route 3 southbound is hit at the bottom at 128. Route 1 south jams up from the Jug Handle down to a multi-vehicle crash in the Linfield Tunnel. Route 1 northbound, heavy from Linfield up past 128. No issues on 495. Pretty quiet out west. East and westbound clear between the city and Sturbridge. 290 westbound, still jammed up for about 2 miles getting by that work crew in Worcester. The next report, 213 on WBZ's Traffic on the Freeze.
Bosch has everything you're looking for. Unlock the legendary low Bosch price on 1,000 Bosch certified new vehicles starting at just $69.95. Many under $15,000, including trucks and SUVs at Bosch.com. Just click Bosch.com.
WBZ News Time 204, now the 4-day WBZ AccuWeather forecast.
We'll have quite a bit of sunshine outside this afternoon with a high of 53, which really won't feel all that bad compared to yesterday. We really won't have that much wind through the afternoon hours. Tonight, a clear sky early, so it will be dry for the Pats game at Gillette Stadium. The clouds increase throughout the night. Temperatures during the day will be in with bottom line about 42 today. Up to 52 tomorrow with clouds, and there'll be some rain around the afternoon. And then maybe a shower or some drizzle on Election Day Tuesday. It's a final tomorrow, the high of 62. But rain arrives late in the day or into the evening hours. The heavy rain could be on the heavier side with some gusty winds as the front goes through. But still the gusty breeze Wednesday with sunshine and high of 61. Now back to weather meteorologist Brian Thompson,
in Marshfield, 49 in Worcester, in Boston, 53 degrees, sunny skies.
For those feeling desperate or uncertain about anything in their life, call or text Samaritan's statewide helpline 24/7 at 877-870-4673. Visit SamaritansHope.org or WBZCommunity.com/WBZCares.
WBZ News Time at 2:05. Massachusetts Congressman Joe Kennedy is among dozens of lawmakers signing a letter to Health and Human Services Secretary Alex Azar, demanding that he reject efforts to exclude transgender individuals from civil rights protections. Kennedy and 97 other members of the House signed the letter. The congressman says the Trump administration can't ethically or legally decide to ignore all science and precedent to unilaterally render the promise of civil rights meaningless for transgender Americans. Kennedy is chair of the Congressional Transgender Equality Task Force. Currently, Massachusetts law protects transgender rights, but they are on the ballot this Tuesday. A no vote on question 3 would repeal those rights. A yes vote would keep them. WBZ News Time at 2:06. 3 women are due in court tomorrow in connection with a knife attack on
two men. Police say it happened around 9 o'clock last night on Grove Street in Braintree during an altercation between the suspects and the two victims, who were taken to the local hospitals with non-life-threatening injuries. Jordan Tabby Manning of East Bridgewater is charged with 2 counts of assault with a knife and assault to murder. Chelsea Taylor of Holbrook is charged with disorderly conduct, and Jessalyn Price of Braintree faces 2 counts of assault and battery with a dangerous weapon. WBZ 206 will check Bloomberg Business News next. For more information about contests on WBZ, go to WBZ1030.com/rules.
The best prizes, the chair for the college stateside, the other place. We have the largest selection of buying composters in London. We specialize in donuts as well. Here's the chair fair.
The Chair Fair in Weymouth on Route 53. Hurry in now to view more than 100 dining sets and 300 stools on display, with many priced under $999.
You're very attractive from far away. Well, that's a backhanded compliment. It's sort of the same thing with curb appeal. Yeah, you want curb appeal, but curb appeal is like saying your house is attractive from far away. What you really want is right up close appeal, right up close appeal. And that's what you get with White Window. Everything you can see from the curb, windows, roofing, siding, doors. Upon close inspection, we start right. Seemingly seamless siding seams, asphalt shingles that don't roll over the flats, door jams that don't actually jam, and new windows that'll make you energy shower in your door. Big white window, roofing, siding, doors, yeah, you'll get curb appeal. But the best part is, with White Window, the closer you get, the better we look. Call 800-649-3600. 800-649-3600. For windows, roofing, siding, doors, White Window. WBZ News Time 208, now Bloomberg Business News. We have an answer to the age-old question. That answer is way too much. Due to the complex formula involving the popularity of Greek yogurt and trade tension with Canada. About 5 years ago, the popularity of Greek yogurt, New York expanded the number of cows a farmer could milk by a third. Then Greek yogurt popularity began to fade. Now dairy farmers face a growing list of challenges. The Trump administration's trade wars have coincided with a milk glut. Sylvain Cherablois, professor of food distribution and policy at Dalhousie University, says it's not like you can just tell the cows stop.
The production cycle is intense. Cows produce milk every single day. You need a market for that.
Eli Shapiro Jr., chairman and CEO of major Canadian producer Shapiro.
No, I think we're in a downturn, and then the market's all cyclical, and it's all based on supply and demand.
Milk producers just hope you listen to the chair. I'm Greg Joe, Bloomberg Business on WBZ News Radio 1030.
And remember, when you're away from your radio, you can listen to WBZ News Radio 1030 free on the iHeart Radio app. WBZ News Time 209. Residents of an apartment building in Brighton are forced to evacuate after a tree falls on a rear deck. Boston Fire Department spokesman Mark Sanders says this happened during yesterday's high winds.
That tree has caused some considerable damage to the rear fire escape of the building. We got called after because the integrity of the fire escape has become worse. So 12 people have been displaced at this time.
Sanders says the residents will have to remain out of their apartments at least until tomorrow, until heavy equipment can be brought in to remove the tree, and inspectors are able to rule it's okay to get back inside. The building's management has provided temporary housing for those displaced people. WBZ News Time 210. North Korea has warned the United States it will seriously consider building nuclear weapons again if Washington does not drop its tough economic sanctions against Pyongyang. Speaking on CBS's Face the Nation, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo says President Trump has made it clear the ultimate goal is complete denuclearization.
Not only complete denuclearization, but our capacity to verify that has taken place is also a prerequisite to lifting economic sanctions.
Pompeo is scheduled to meet this week with a top North Korean official, with denuclearization and also a possible second summit between President Trump and leader Kim Jong-un on the agenda. On Fox News Sunday, Secretary of State Pompeo defended the administration's decision to reimpose sanctions against Iran. Conservative critics claim the move doesn't go far enough to isolate the Tehran government. President Trump pulled out of the 2015 Iran nuclear deal earlier this year. The reimposed sanctions go into effect tomorrow. WBZ News Time 211. We turn now to sports. And WBZ's Brian Antonelli. Brian.
Good afternoon, Darrell. All eyes on the Patriots tonight at 8:20 as they welcome the 3-1 Green Bay Packers to Foxborough. Rob Gronkowski and Sonny Michel are game-time decisions. Drew Wendelman also questionable, but is expected to play. Gronkowski has yet to score a touchdown in his last 6 games, the longest stretch of his career. But let's get back to the big news of the game, big story of the game. It is cranked up to 12 as Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers will meet for the second time in their career. Of course, 2014 was the first time they met up, and Rodgers got the better of Brady 26-21. But Jason McCourty knows that his defense is in for quite a challenge.
Anyone who's on the field is a target. If they could be a primary guy in any route combination, any play, third down, first down, he's going to go to who he thinks is the best matchup. So everyone has to play well Sunday night.
Once again, that is the primetime game, 8:20 Sunday Night Football. Let's go around to some of the 1 o'clock games. Pittsburgh is leading Baltimore 14-6, a touchdown reception by James Conner and Antonio Brown. Chicago is up on Buffalo 21-0. A fumble return for a touchdown for the Chicago defense. Carolina is beating Tampa Bay 28-7. Kansas City is up 21-9 on Cleveland. Miami leads the Jets 3-0. Detroit is trailing Minnesota 14-6, and Atlanta is up 14-7 on the Redskins. Both the Bruins and the Celtics are off today after losses last night, and both will resume action tomorrow. I'm Brian Antonelli, WBZ Radio Sports.
Breaking news. First, why it's important and what happened in the world and in your neighborhood. WBZ News Radio.
1913 traffic and weather together. We've got the Subaru retailers of New England all-wheel drive trucks on the trees. Here's David Zabroni. Thanks, Colin. This time we are sponsored by P3 and me. Going downtown, the lower deck heavy in from Assembly Square. The lower down right still packed top to bottom. Star outbounds out to the Longfellow. May hit another delay by Max Ave. Star inbound slow to another circle. The Tobin's in good shape. Ted Williams not in bad shape now in and out of loaded. South Potomac Expressway, Northbound slows Columbia Road to Southampton is heavy and slow from the after the turnpike through the O'Neill Expressway. Southbound jammed up in the pipe. Furnace Brook through the split. Lower end of 128 is looking good. Route 3 both ways on the south shore, no problems. 93 south, they're locked up from out of the split. Route 28 in Randolph, 95 north, heavy from the Dedham Street overpass right up to 128. Now through this Thanksgiving holiday, 23andMe Ancestry service kits are only $49 when you buy 2 or more. Offer ends November 22nd. Go to 23andme.com/gift to get yours today. Look before 223 on WBZ Traffic and Increase. WBZ News Time 2:14, and now the 4-day WBZ AccuWeather forecast with meteorologist Brian Thompson.
Plenty of sunshine is on tap for the afternoon hours. It's a high of 53. That's down staying in the clear a bit early tonight, but that plans to be on the increase throughout the night around 42. The clouded tomorrow with some rain around at the afternoon, a high of 52. For Election Day on Tuesday, mostly cloudy and mild. There'll be a shower or some drizzle around, a high of 62. Rain will arrive later in the day and into the evening hours. Some of the rain could be heavy with some gusty winds. Wednesday, a mostly sunny sky with a gusty breeze. Wednesday, around 51. The meteorologist Brian Thompson, WBZ is ready at 10:30.
And right now we've got 53 degrees in Braintree, 51 in Reading, 53 in Dedham, in Boston, 53 degrees, sunny skies.
Interested in custom wrought iron for your home or building project?
100% Mazan Custom Iron. There's nobody like Mazan. The work, the quality, the effort of this guy is nothing like you've ever seen before. He is number one assistant for the government.
Call 508-807-5289.
WBZ News Time 2:15. Residents of the Big Apple lined the course for the annual New York Marathon, with Marblehead native Shalane Flanagan putting her title on the line in the women's race. CBS's Marla Diamond reports from the finish line in Central Park.
A picture-perfect Sunday, clear skies and warm temperatures for over 50,000 runners in the world's largest marathon. It was a photo finish on the main side. Ethiopian Melissa Desisa breaking the tape with a time of 2 hours and 5 minutes, beating the second-place finisher by only 2 seconds. The top female finisher was Kenya's Mary Pitani, who opened up the gap at mile 16 to finish in 2 hours and 20 52 seconds. This is for Portland in New York City. Last year's winner, Shalane Flanagan of Boston, finished third. Moira Diamond for CBS News at the New York City Marathon finish line.
WBZ News Time 2:16. Truckers are flaring south of the border. That story in a few minutes on WBZ. Your headline stories straight ahead.
Today, let me dive through a barbecue.
Today, my new son and I threw a barbecue.
There were burgers and chicken.
I burnt everything. The burgers, chicken, the salad.
They were delicious.
They were awful.
And then we had watermelon.
No, I'm allergic to watermelon.
And then we played catch.
I broke Mr. Lewis's window. Mrs. Wakem's window. Mrs. Wakem's windshield. And then, somehow, my hand. My hand!
And then my dad even let me drive his car.
God, we're down the line! It was a rough day.
It was a great day.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are. For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Is the best way to start your day. Serving the greater Boston community for more than 25 years, Green Hills is there to wake you up every morning with freshly brewed coffee and a gourmet breakfast sandwich to go. Satisfy your sweet tooth with a selection of homemade muffins, scones, cookies, and cupcakes, along with Guinness beef stew and honey-baked hams made daily lunch. Make Green Hills Irish Bakery your next stop. Located on Adams Street in Dorchester and open daily at 5 a.m. GreenHillsBakery.com.
News, traffic, weather, and business reports. This is WBZ News Radio 1030. Serving Boston and all of New England.
WBZ News Time 2:18. We've got 53 degrees, sunny skies in Boston. Our top stories now, with just 2 days left till the midterms, the head of the RNC predicts that Republicans will hold a majority in the Senate, and they haven't given up on holding the House, which the Democrats are more favored to take control of. As far as polling goes, Emerson College pollster Spencer Kimball says the fight for the Senate does appear to be heading in the direction of Republicans retaining their majority, and the same poll indicates Democrats are in place to gain control of the House. Locally, Massachusetts voters are choosing a governor, a senator, and an attorney general, among others. There are 3 ballot questions statewide. Some ballots will have local issue questions. WBZ News Time coming up on 2:19. Trouble in the migrant caravan. It's now split into several groups after a tense day with tempers flaring. Some of the migrants argued with the caravan organizers. They were also critical of Mexican officials who say they reneged on an offer to provide buses on Saturday to bring them quickly to Mexico City. One group from the caravan, which had about 4,000 people according to the AP, spent the night in Veracruz. Other migrants kept on walking. Experts say it's unlikely that most of these people will actually reach the U.S. border. British Prime Minister Theresa May's office is dismissing reports that Britain and the European Union were close to striking a divorce deal after reaching a compromise on the difficult issue of the Irish border.
Downing Street has denied the Sunday Times report, claiming a deal was imminent because a proposed agreement had been reached on future customs arrangements at the Ireland-Northern Ireland border, labelling it as speculation. However, an Irish Deputy Prime Minister Simon Coveney said, "I think it is possible to get a deal in November." Britain is due to leave the EU on March the 29th, but London and Brussels have not reached an agreement on their divorce terms. The stalemate has heightened fears that the UK might leave without a deal in place, leading to chaos at courts and economic turmoil. Karen Shamas, London.
WBZ News Time 2:20. The mayor attack in Afghanistan while serving with the state's National Guard. Ogden, Utah Mayor Brent Taylor died yesterday in an apparent insider attack in Kabul. Another U.S. service member was injured. Taylor was deployed to Afghanistan in January for what was expected to be a year-long tour of duty. He previously served 2 tours in Iraq and 1 in Afghanistan. He leaves behind a wife and 7 children. We're learning more about the victims and the gunman in Friday night's deadly attack on a Tallahassee, Florida yoga studio. Police say a 40-year-old man walked into the studio with a duffel bag, pulled out a gun, and opened fire. 6 people were shot and were killed in the attack. Dr. Nancy Van Bessen was a faculty member, and Maura Binkley was a student.
Mora had reportedly earned an academic scholarship to FSU and would in joining Teach for America. Police are still trying to figure out a motive. The shooter, 40-year-old Scott Beerley, was a military vet who worked for a short as a high school teacher. Beerley, who took his own life, was twice charged in the past with battery, allegedly groping women.
That's ABC's Zachary Case reporting. Beerley bragged about his hatred of women in videos he posted on YouTube and made homophobic and racist comments elsewhere online. The YouTube videos were taken down after BuzzFeed posted a story about them. WBZ News Time 221, a string of deadly storms brings death and destruction to parts of southern Italy.
It killed 12 people on the southern Italian island of Sicily, 9 of them from the same family. Prime Minister Giuseppe Conte immediately flew by helicopter to the devastated area. City mourning was proclaimed for today and tomorrow in the Sicilian capital Palermo. Italy has been hit by a series of deadly storms this past week that have claimed more than 30 lives. Sabina Castelfranco, CBS News, Rome.
That red Tesla Roadster launched into space by Elon Musk has now passed Mars. The car was sent into space on SpaceX's Falcon Heavy rocket's first voyage. A mannequin dressed as an astronaut sits in the driver's seat. The car is now in orbit around the sun. Scientists say there's a small chance of planet Earth will smash into Venus in the next several years. WBZ News Time at 2:22. The University of New Hampshire is brewing a beer made of kiwi. The school's agricultural experiment station and brewing science laboratory have partnered on the creation, which they say will be available locally soon. Lab staff says the kiwi berries have a delicate flavor that blends well with the sour-style brew they're making. The lab and station are also working on a potential winter beer that uses pumpkins. The lab's most recent creation, Jack Beer.
Convicted monster Rocky Bulger's death is being investigated as a homicide.
Everybody who had any contact with him whatsoever ended up hurt.
They were informed or rather than nothing. If I could have killed him, I would go to that.
WBZ News Time 2:23. Traffic building to building. We've got the Subaru retailers in there, but all-wheel drive driving on the Graves Davis Brothers report brought to us by Bernie and First Furniture.
First down, going up north, upper end of 18 southbound, you stop and go from Route 1 down past North Ave, further south hill, gets slow again from the front of the road down to 20, south of 93 northbound, slows connecting to the Cloverleaf, Route 3 southbound, it's heavy farming at 128, Route 1 southbound is delayed by the PD Judge Handle and again Walnut to Balloon Falls and South. Southwest and that's like east and westbound up there between the city and Stockbridge, Route 290 westbound, still very heavy, over 2 miles getting down to work through in Worcester, and it's port 233 on WBZ's Truck Benefits.
Bernie and Phil's Veterans Day Band took at $500 on select Tempur-Pedic adjust sleep systems with advanced pressure relief for deep relaxation. Come see the newest in Tempur-Pedic technology and let us help you custom build a better night's sleep with Tempur-Pedic at Bernie and Phil's.
WBZ News Time 2:24, and now the 4-day WBZ after with a forecast. Here is meteorologist Brian Thompson.
Well, it's a pretty nice November afternoon. We'll have a high around 53. So on the cool side, but lots of sunshine to enjoy. And tonight we'll have a clear sky early, so if you're headed to the Patriots game, no rain to worry about. So just some layers, though. It's going to be chilly. Temperatures drop to the 40s during the game. They'll eventually drop to 42 later tonight as clouds thicken up throughout the night. Coastal pattern for tomorrow with some rain around in the afternoon, high 52. Temperatures bounce back a little bit on election day on Tuesday. Mostly cloudy. We'll have a shower or some drizzle around, high 62. And we'll likely see some steadier rain kind of move in for a time late Tuesday and into Tuesday evening. Of course, the downpours means some gusty winds. And mostly sunny or gusty days Wednesday, high 61. And after that, the meteorologist Brian Thompson at WBZ is ready at 10:30.
We've got 53 degrees in Raleigh, 51 in Dunstable, 52 in Akron, and in Boston, 53 degrees. Sunny skies. WBZ News Time 2:25. Sweeping accusations that the president tried to sway the 2016 U.S. election and those of Johnson troublemakers to interfere in Wisconsin midterms, which happened on Tuesday. Despite U.S. charges or sanctions against Russians who meddled in 2016, U.S. officials and tech companies say Russians have kept up on online activity targeting American voters who resulted in Tuesday's election. Does matter to Russia since gains by Democrats could hinder friendly hopes of closer U.S.-Russia relations. A western Wisconsin community is grieving the deaths of 3 Girl Scouts and an adult who was struck by a pickup truck while collecting trash on a rural highway. The victims were hit along the road in
with the challenge. WBZ News Time 226 and now
The FDA reviewed whether the hallucinogenic drug psilocybin could be reclassified to evaluate the areas where it is in the food use law. At the urging of Matthew Johnson, a psilocybin researcher at Johns Hopkins and colleagues. Johnson says abundant data from clinical trials provide some guidance.
Well, the furthest along is the use of psilocybin to treat depression and anxiety in folks with cancer. There's also more preliminary but still very promising research on helping people quit smoking, helping people overcome depression outside of a cancer context, and helping people with alcoholism. If approached in the right way, there's a good bet that it would be effective for a number of different addictions.
Johnson believes skilled use of psilocybin may even be helpful in those who are addicted to opioids. At Johns Hopkins, I'm Elizabeth Humphreyson.
WBZ News Time 227. Coming up at 2:30, WBZ's Charlie Sherman will have a campaign roundup with about 2 days left before the crucial midterm elections. And on today, the WBZ News Radio 1030.
Hey everybody, it's Steve Lyons, former big league player and Western baseball analyst. You know, lately I've been kicking myself for not trademarking the phrase, "Hey Steve, that's better," because that's all I ever hear from people everywhere I go. But why not? Stefano Hair Restoration has my hair looking better than it did 20 years ago. Dr. Heinous and his team are amazing, and they'll have you in and out of your procedure in no time. All I did was sit back and watch a couple movies while they worked their magic. Hey, I know how you feel. Every morning I used to see more and more of my hair waved in goodbyes that circled the drain in my shower. If you're thinking hair or baldness, your choices. You can ignore it, accept it, or go where the pros go. So when it comes to your looks and your confidence, don't wait and don't settle for less than the best. Do what I did and go where the pros go. Call Stefano Hair Restoration for your free consultation. Financing is available with payments as low as $119. Call 800-560-HAIR. That's 800-560-HAIR. Or go to hairman.com.
Remember the Pepsi Challenge? 2 sodas on the table and a blind taste test, which tastes better. Well, that was a great idea. But in advertising, you're not allowed to steal great ideas. So we'll borrow it. We're Right Window. Take the Right Window Challenge. Line up Right Window head-to-head with a big replacement window company. Compare the quality of our window, the insulation ratings, the warranties. Not only do we stand up for the challenge, when you finally take a sip of their price, go ahead. Okay, good. Here's a one. We will. If you're replacing new windows, take the Right Window Challenge. A great window, a better tasting price. Schedule an appointment to have your windows measured. Call 800-649-3600. 800-649-3600. A better window, professionally installed for the right price. Right Window.
It's easy to fall in love with SeaWorld. Trust your donated vehicle to the Salvation Army. Just pick up the phone and they'll handle the rest. Donate your used vehicle to the Salvation Army. Call 800-SA.
Traffic and weather together on the threes. And breaking news when it happens. The news watch never stops at WBZ News Radio 1030 and iHeart Radio Station.
WBZ News Time, 2:30. We're up to 54 sunny degrees in Boston. Well, a high temperature around probably about 54, 55 today. Traffic and weather together coming up. I'm Charles Sherman, WBZ News, our top story as we approach Tuesday's midterm election. The political pundits see it as Trump 2016 version 2.0. I'm Todd Fody. Given the amount of campaigning President Trump is doing ahead of the midterms, it almost seems like a presidential election. So is it in fact a referendum on Donald Trump in the White House? A lot of people tell CBS pollsters yes.
Is the president on the ballot, which is to say on voters' minds, in larger numbers than typical in midterms? But the number saying they want to support him is larger than it's been in typical midterms. Often the opposition number outweighs the for number in terms of is the president a factor in your vote.
CBS News elections and polling director Anthony Salvano on Face the Nation. And 2 days ahead of congressional elections, the CBS polling leads Salvano to the
believe the Democrats go into Tuesday in position to take control, even if narrowly, with a big if attached. The Democrats are highly dependent on people who say that they have not voted in midterms before. That's going to be about 20% of their vote.
And if they don't show up, Salvano notes, the polling is tight enough so that Republicans could then hold control of the House. He was on Face the Nation. Tom Foti, CBS News, Washington. And as we approach Tuesday's midterm election, well, there's lots of pollsters who are being kept quite busy. Emerson College pollster Spencer Kimball says the fight for the Senate appears to be heading in the direction of Republicans retaining the majority.
We're thinking Nevada and Arizona are seats that the Democrats have to take in order to have a chance of winning the Senate. But unfortunately, it looks like North Dakota, the Heidi High chance of in the race, is kind of leaning towards the Republican. And if that's the case, then it's kind of anti-climatic if what happens to Nevada and Arizona, because the Republicans would be at 50.
In the split Senate, Vice President Mike Pence, under the Constitution, casts the tie-breaking vote. Well, President Trump spoke to reporters this afternoon from the White House South Lawn as he got ready to depart for a campaign rally in Georgia. This is very interesting this afternoon. The level of fervor, the level of fever is very strong on the Republican side. In Georgia's closely watched governor's race, Republican candidate Brian Kemp, who's currently the Secretary of State there, has launched an investigation into an alleged hacking attempt by the state's Democratic Party, saying they tried to hack into a voter registration database. Atlanta Journal reporter Greg Bluestein says this latest development comes amid a number of lawsuits filed against Kemp's office over the state's voting policies.
The latest ruling on Friday involved people who were recently made citizens for facing an additional hurdle to vote. And a federal judge ruled that the states can make an improvement document to remove any barriers from these recently made U.S. citizens to vote.
Some of the scenes playing out in the final days of the Georgia governor's race between Kemp and Democrat Stacey Abrams include a racist robocall and a protester wearing a chicken suit holding a sign that reads to debate. Still ahead, he was getting ready for work this morning when he got a call.
Still really close to work today, they shut down.
Papagino is closing its doors in a number of locations. That story coming up on WBZ. The super retailers are doing with all-wheel drive traffic on the streets. Southbound, Stepway, Norfolk, Southbound, Southampton. And again, people are near turn on Stepway, Southbound, end up back out to Mercy. And again, for traffic going down, people split will hit delays. Route 3, Southbound, Union Street, in a lane drop. Route 3, northbound, slows out to Union Street up to Branching, 93, southbound. Will slow out to split Route 28 and Randolph, 95, northbound, heavy from after the Dennis Road, bounds up to 128, 95 southbound, with the brakes passing the Council Street in Waterwood, and Route 1 in Foxborough. Both ways getting busy before the game today. Downtown, low depth is heavy from the Assembly Square, a little down, it's about halfway. Craig Stower outbound is out to the downtown and the approaching Mass Ave. Stower inbound slow to level 7. Clipping in good shape. The summer is jammed up on the Assembly Square. It's head running to hit the lows on the westbound side, leaving Logan Road. 1443 on WPC traffic on the bridge. After Conference, Route 28 Westbound is just to be voted #1 train charter in Massachusetts. Stop by with your pleasure of Big Ball listeners and look for our train charter in your local supermarket. After Conference. WBZ News Time 234 to Sunday WBZ afternoon forecast with meteorologist Brian Thompson. Lots of sunshine on South this afternoon. A high of 53. A clear sky early tonight. An increase in clouds and a low down to 42 tonight. And that's paving the way for a pretty cloudy day tomorrow. There'll be some rain around the afternoon. A high of 52. Really start out mainly dry for election day on Tuesday. There could be a shower or some drizzle around for a high of 62. But it looks like there's no chance rain free by late in the day and into the evening hours. That's when some rain is going to start to be going. We'll have some downpours and some gusty winds. We'll see that rain. By Wednesday, though, the rain is gone. We'll have to sunshine and a gusty breeze. That's the free on. Flyers forecast brought to you by Endicott College. Presently in North Andover, it's 52 degrees. In Cambridge, 54. And in downtown Boston, with sunshine at 53 degrees.
Job placement lead in Massachusetts and a nationally recognized internship model, Endicott College has a proven track record of making career dreams come true.
For more information, visit endicott.edu. That's endicott.edu.
WBZ News Time 236. The victims of the Pittsburgh synagogue massacre continue to be honored, including in Israel. ABC's Jordana Miller has more from Jerusalem.
Secular Israelis gathered in synagogues across the country to honor the lives of the 11 Jews murdered in Pittsburgh. In Ramona, north of Tel Aviv, hundreds came to a memorial organized by the nephew of one victim, Joe Rabinowitz. A doctor eulogized for the compassion he showed his HIV patients. In Jerusalem, rabbis in many synagogues gave sermons on the tragedy and included the names of the souls lost in ancient mourners' prayer, the Kaddish. ABC News, Jerusalem.
Two people, including a police officer, were injured when a vehicle that swerved to avoid a tree limb struck a Hancock, New Hampshire police cruiser head-on. This happened yesterday afternoon on Stockbridge Road in Hancock. Authorities said the driver of the vehicle lost control, swerved into the southbound lane, and hit the cruiser. The three victims were taken to area hospitals for treatment of non-life-threatening injuries. That accident remains under investigation.
Samaritans works to prevent suicide. If you need to talk about how you're feeling, if you're grieving the loss of a loved one to suicide, or if you're learning how to help others in crisis, you can find support at Samaritans.org. For those feeling desperate or uncertain about anything in their life, call or text Samaritan's statewide helpline 24/7 at 877-870-4633. Visit Samaritans.org or WBZ1030.com/WBZCares.
The Boston Red Sox won the World Series, and after winning the most games in franchise history, this is truly the greatest Red Sox team of all time. To commemorate this historic event, Louisville Slugger is releasing this full-size laser-engraved World Series champions two-tone bat. The bat will have the laser-engraved names of this historic team's roster, including the name of the MVP, Steve Pierce. The full-size bat measures 34 inches, is limited to only 5,000 individually numbered bats, and sells for $129.95. Also just released is the officially licensed 2018 Red Sox World Series Champions Team Signature Bat with the facsimile signature of the World Series roster on each bat. This stunning keepsake sells for only $129.95 plus shipping. Big Time Bats is where you purchased your World Series Champions bats in 04, 07, and 2013. Go to BigTimeBats.com now or see the bat and bat sets at BigTimeBats.com. Call 866-280-BATS now. 866-280-BATS.
WBZ News Time 238, and we check some business news with Wilbur and Charlie Pellet. Shopping early for your holiday gifts is the best strategy.
Shoppers with this position now to know that they're going to get a great deal if they are willing to wait out the doctor's really retailing a lot of their things.
Block size is headed for White's U.S. Retail Conference.
You think about it for the key dates like Black Friday and Apple. Last year alone, we saw a number of retailers certainly charged in the open store to 50% the off before to try to drive that.
And therein lies the challenge for retailers.
So the representatives are not going to sit in the court too long. I need to get ready to move the product. The business time of the year, if I'm good to sell, if I'm doing to the next retailer, then perhaps I'm not going to be registered to negotiate.
The White says early birds who shop before Thanksgiving will probably spend an average of $370 more than those who wait. White's household is expected to spend just over $1,500 this year during the holiday season. I'm Charlie Pellet. Bloomberg Business on WBZ News Radio 1030. WBZ News Time 239. You have an Amazon Echo to hear the latest news traffic and weather. Just say, hey Alexa, go WBZ News Radio on iHeartRadio. Workers at dozens of Papa John's restaurants are caught off guard today by word that dozens of stores in the region have abruptly closed. The 49 stores have been closed, the same located in Southern Chicken Wings. This location is now closed. Thank you. This gentleman is just one of the workers affected by today's announcement.
I was sitting in the area today, so I grabbed my phone and I see there was a big store, so I'm like, oh, so he was really coming in with there, so it was the next very time we need to find it out. That's how we do it here. So I'm like, oh, anyway, this one. So this was in time. No, but I feel like I did this thing. So I'm going to not sit down.
Details WBZ News most people now are going to be likely to return, but they'll have to reapply for their job. Thus far, the company has not responded to our calls seeking comment. A small community in western Wisconsin improving the deaths of 3 young Girl Scouts and an adult after being hit by a pickup truck is reflected south along the local highway. This happened yesterday morning in Lake County, that's just south of Chippewa Falls. The police spokesman said the vehicle crossed the lane and veered into a ditch, striking members of the cleanup crew. The driver initially sped off, but later surrendered and now faces 4 counts of assault. The victims include 3 fourth graders from a local elementary school. The little girl survived, was listed in critical condition at a local hospital. The regional Girl Scouts Council plans to hold a vigilant tonight. WBZ News Time 2:49, that means it's time for sports. Check out news with one of the Chilco University games out of half the next hour. The 6-2 welcome to 3-1 Green Bay Packers tonight. Live on TV and 7-7 game time decisions. Here also questions of expected to play. The great story in this game of course is the Tom Brady behind Rodgers. Just the second time in the Hall of Fame careers that they'll be moving up. And Tom Brady has this to say about the matchup.
Really well coached for that. A lot of speed. They had a lot of time to play their versatile plays on defense. So a lot of times they basically had
This game kicks off at 14 receptions for Antonio Brown and James Conner. Bears 28-0. 2 defensive touchdowns for the Bears. Panthers 35, Buccaneers 7. 2 touchdowns for Christian McCaffrey. The Chiefs 21, Browns 15. 2 touchdowns for Kareem Hunt. The Dolphins are 6, Jets 3, Vikings 17. Falcons 21, Washington 7, 14 passes for Ryan. Morgan Green started for Buffalo after Rogers last night, and Blake Morgan Green Friday tomorrow. This is Don Tonight, WBZ Sports.
Alex, second Charlie, and Newburyport, sponsored by Lowe's, going up north, upper end of 128 southbound, and Stockbridge, and Route 1 bypass for Clover Leaf and from Route 3, past 4 and 225, then it's slow from Keller Road, Route 20 and Walker, and 93 north flows connecting to Clover Leaf, Route 3 southbound, consider at the bottom of 128. Route 1 is stop and go from the Jug Handle down Broadway and Travis Norrison's on 495. Out west, from that place eastbound, there's slow spot, short stop at the Triton Service Plaza, wide open after that into Pacific westbound on the bike here from Boston to Strobert, 290 eastbound, turns up over 2 miles past the work through in Worcester. Any delays, schedule decisions on everything you need to get started on your farm projects like overseeding and feeding your farm. And savings, perfect, your silver fields, new mulch, and fall land for the only 2 years. Start now and save on what you need after I become starting point. Start with those, and it's a great 252 WBZ started on the first.
WBZ News Time 244, and we get the full day WBZ after the forecast. Meteorologist Colin Thompson. As much as the afternoon hours, it's going to be pretty pleasant outside, lots of sunshine, a high of 53, but on the clear sky early, then increasing clouds, and we're down to 22. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, but there'll be some rain around the afternoon, high 52. Actually, there on Tuesday, still quite a few clouds around, could be a shower or some drizzle, but even everything that's around there, those will be on the lighter side for the most part, high 62. So mild day, very late in the day Tuesday, and Tuesday, even though there'll be some pretty downpours around, passing some gusty winds, mostly sunny and a gusty breeze Wednesday, high 61, and a mostly clear toward the end of the week. After that, a bit of awesome time to get to the Tuesday, the day in Central. And Norwood, we're 56 degrees. Here in Danvers, 55, and in downtown Boston, we have sunshine, some clouds, and 53 degrees. WBZ News Time 245, coming up after headlines, an arrest is made after shooting near the Dartmouth College campus. Windows is a family-owned business that's been crafting quality windows and doors for more than 90 years. Serving Greater Boston, New Hampshire, and more. Call now for no obligation appointment. 800-866-9888 or visit PayOfficeBoston.com.
Hi, I'm
James Sandoval, an emergency department nurse, and I've worked under California's State Patient Limits Law for 14 years. I want residents of Massachusetts to know this law has been a complete success, resulting in more time with patients, shorter emergency room wait times than in Massachusetts, fewer hospital readmissions, and all-around better patient care. Please vote yes on question 1 for better patient care. And I'm Martha Poole, a registered pediatric nurse in California. I've also worked under the California law for 14 years. This helps give me more time to proper care for sick kids and to work with and support their families. Our law has led to better care, fewer patient deaths, and kept experienced nurses at the bedside, instead of quitting because of impossible patient loads. So please vote as your life depended on it, because someday it might. Yes on question 1. Paid for by the Committee to Ensure Safe Patient Care.
My name is Dale Kaczynski, and this is how I live in United. I volunteer with United Way, helping the homeless in my community by teaching computer skills and helping them build a basic resume to save on the very own USB drive. It's huge when somebody says, "Hey man, that job that you helped me apply for, I got it." My name is Dale Kaczynski. I help people achieve financial independence. So I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Yes, advocate, volunteer, Live United. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Tracy's done good manners report. Should I go through it again?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Please.
Exactly. Always say please, thank you, you're welcome, excuse me. Sit up straight, hold doors open. I speak with the mouthful, keep your elbows off the table. Share your things, play nice, and generally treat others the way you'd like to be treated. Got it? And stop licking your nails.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. And 2 minutes twice a day, making sure they brush their teeth, is easier. And it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 282x.org to find out more. And that's from the Partnership for Healthy Manners, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council. Traffic, weather, and disease report. This is WBC News Radio 1030.
WBZ around 248, 54 degrees in Boston. Our top stories now. The midterm elections are just 2 days away. Democrats and Republicans holding their breath as the candidates and President Trump are making the final push for voters. Emerson College pollster Spencer Kimball says the fight for the Senate appears to be heading in the direction of Republicans. The same poll says the Democrats are in place to be in control of the House. And more Massachusetts voters are choosing a governor, senator, and attorney general, among others. There are 3 ballot questions statewide. Some ballots will have local issue questions as well. A 22-year-old New Hampshire man is in police custody, arrested on charges that he shot and wounded another man near the Dartmouth College campus in Hanover, New Hampshire. James Young was arrested just before 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon. He's charged with second-degree assault, a class B felony. He was traveling through Hanover around 9:45 Friday night when he allegedly fired a handgun at the 19-year-old victim on School Street, up near the Christian Science Reading Room. The Dartmouth campus was placed in lockdown for several hours. The victim is expected to survive. Police have not provided a motive for the shooting. A Florida teenager is accused of killing his mother, then making it look like she was the victim of a crime. Correspondent Ariel Reshiff reports the violence may have all started in a fight over grades.
This morning, a teenage son arrested, allegedly confessing to murdering his own mother. Florida police say it all started this past Thursday night with a fight over grades. The boy allegedly waiting until midnight, strangled 46-year-old Gail Clevenger in her sleep. Authorities say he then enlisted 2 other teenage friends to help him load his mother's body into a van and bury it beneath a fire pit.
The boy is just 15 years old. The 2 defendants are 17. It's not clear yet when the teenagers will be charged as today. Jury selection begins tomorrow in the trial of Mexican drug lord El Chapo Guzman. And security is a major concern. The minister's reputation of El Chapo has authorities taking extra precautions. Prosecutors say Guzman was in the habit of ordering the killings of anyone who got in his way. Jurors named witness text on the cover and will be given after key unfound kids. Witnesses named for blackjack and for vaccine after prescription drugs. Pre-trial hearings, the Brooklyn Bridge was shut down for the police work. to say a gene makes some people more susceptible than others to CTE. The specific culprit is a common variant known as TMEM106B, and if they find the gene, they may be able to find ways to block it. A sharp drop in the number of children being adopted in England is said to be partly caused by improvements in vitro fertilization.
Since the birth 40 years ago, the world's first test tube baby, IVF, has had a 29% success rate in England. At the same time, adoptions are down by 2/3. The head of the government's child welfare service suggests a direct link, and that adoption is now competing with lots of other ways of having children. But an adoption charity said there's more than that society has changed. Single parents are no longer encouraged to give up their babies, and more children have been cared for within the wider group. CBS News, London.
Officials say an EF1 generator was released to blame for the building wall collapse at an Amazon fulfillment center in Baltimore, Maryland. A 50-foot wall fell at the warehouse late Friday during a thunderstorm after the roof and iron rafters were ripped off, killing 2 employees inside. The National Weather Service says the twisted floor, a 2.5-mile patch through the city, blowing a tractor-trailer off of I-9, blasting through a van rental facility before reaching Amazon. And so Boston looks like the hub will not be the second home of Amazon after all. The Washington Post reporting that the Seattle-based retail giant is in final negotiations with Crystal City in Arlington, Virginia for its second headquarters. Crystal City is just outside of the nation's capital. It's a large complex already home to a number of defense contractors and government agencies. Amazon says it has an end-of-the-year deadline to make the big decision of where to bring close to 50,000 new jobs. WBZ News Time, 2:52.
Every race, every result, our website coverage. WBZ News Radio and iHeartRadio app.
WBZ News Time, 2:53. The Subaru retailers of the all-wheel drive on the breeze. Then we got a Sunday afternoon second road with David Sigroni.
Thank you, Charlie. Pretty busy out there. Town expressway with southbound jammed up Mass Ave to crash blocking the left. Get a bit of running run after that, just to hit some brakes at Kent and grab it after the split. Especially northbound, you're on and off the face of the gas tank right up through the Rail. E3 southbound, you lose speed to hit a lane drop. E3 northbound, slows up after Union Street up to Braintree and Watch. We put it back by Route 18 in Raymond. 93 southbound, slow out to Split Route 28 in Randolph. 93 northbound, busy between Route 28 and 37 in Braintree. 95 north, heading from the Devon Street overpass up to 128. 95 southbound, with the brakes from the top of 128 down before Coleman Street and Sharon. Route 1 heads both ways back to Stadium and Park Bar. Downtown, Rolex heading from the Sunday Square. Down on top, top to bottom, south of head on Desert. Breaking one down through the circuit, Perkins in good shape this summer. In the Jenkins Way, and Ted Williams is locked up on the westbound side, leaving local. It's the 303 on WBZ traffic on the cruise.
WBZ News Time, 2:54. We get 4-day WBZ AccuWeather forecast. The meteorologist Brian Thompson. We'll have quite a bit of sunshine outside this afternoon with a high of 53, which really won't feel all that bad compared to yesterday. We really won't have that much of daily before the afternoon hours. Tonight, a clear sky early, so we'll be dry to Scottsdale with wet stadium. The clouds increase throughout the night. I think it's very, very good. 40s to the bottom of about 46 hours. Up until tomorrow, clouds are going to get some rain on the afternoon. And the showers and drizzle on Sunday, Tuesday, most of the time around a high of 62. But rain-wise late in the day or into the evening hours. The rain could be on the heavier side with some gusty winds and the front wind too. But still the gusty winds Wednesday to sunshine of 61. And after the big analysis on also WBZ News Radio at 10:30. In Cichwood, we have 53 degrees. In Rockport, 54. And we have sunshine and blue skies in downtown Boston with 54 degrees. WBZ News Time 2:55 on the Wind Central News Line. The judge, the 3-week trial carried for a full trial of various proposed county and closing arguments. This past Stephen spoke with the Law 360 reporter, Chris Leone, who's been covering the trial.
Well, both sides turned up with their talked about for the last 3 weeks. Students of their admission, they say that the data and especially how they experience subjective personal learning of these things that they see evidence as either religious person bias or just outright racial animus against Asian American applicants. African Americans, Hispanic, who's African as well, academically, it's been invested curriculum, get low scores on the personal rating and SFSA, so it's actually the unfairly the number of Asian Americans that are admitted to Harvard every year. So Harvard, they've been touting the benefits of diversity the entire way through it. The Supreme Court doesn't use the grade through college admissions, but in a narrowly tailored way, and Harvard says that's exactly what it does. It uses grades as a tip. So if somebody's on the bubble, highly qualified across a lot of different disciplines, race being a factor that can maybe help nudge a qualified applicant over the finish line. And we also heard from representatives of Harvard students and membership groups who say that a diverse campus benefits everybody, and this is represent a huge step back.
At the end of a normal trial, those arguments are being graded. Goes to the jury or have a verdict. But this trial has only been done over. Could you talk about that?
Yeah, you're right, so what's going to happen now is there'll be some post-trial briefings that are submitted by both sides. They'll have to be in by February, and after that, they probably come back here to the federal courthouse for more closing arguments, of course, that emphasizes the Judge Allison Burroughs is
Walgreens is a preferred network pharmacy for many plans, including United Healthcare, which means lower companies for you. Together, Walgreens and United Healthcare make saving on Medicare Part D quick and easy. So, bring your prescriptions to your nearest Walgreens and Greenway pharmacy and start saving today. Walgreens, trusted since 1901.
I guess there was some blue collar facility. They realized that people do need help. Like with Sandy, 9/11 aid, and with MS-13, I will fight as hard as they can.
Pete King is leading the fight. 13 gang violence, and to protect New York from another 9/11.
I've been picked the most bipartisan member of Congress for 4 years in a row. You gotta get the job done.
Pete King led the successful effort to pass and permanently enact the Drug Act, which provides medical care for police, firefighters, and first responders who put their lives on the line during 9/11.
So long as in the end, I'm going to get for my constituents what I'm fighting for, that's good enough for me.
The issues Long Island cares the most always fights for.
I'm Pete King, and I approve this measure.
Paid for by Pete King for Congress.
Looking to save money on Medicare Part D? Well, Walgreens is a preferred network pharmacy for many plans, including United Healthcare, which means lower companies for you. Together, Walgreens and United Healthcare make saving on Medicare Part D quick and easy. So, bring your prescriptions to your nearest Walgreens and Greenway pharmacies and start saving today. Walgreens, trusted since 1901.
Right after Rich Ackerman and Ion Football at 3:30, we'll take you to Seattle for the first of 2 big NFL games as the Seahawks host the Los Angeles Chargers. Then at 8 p.m., we head up to Gillette Stadium as Tom Brady and the New England Patriots take on Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers in the marquee game of the day. It's all here on your flagship station for New York sports and NFL football. Sport Radio 1019 FM and Sports Radio 66, WFAN and WFAN FM, New York, a radio.com station.
Good afternoon at 3 o'clock. I'm Jacob Wilkins. It's the Jets in the second half right now, trailing the Dolphins by a 6-3 score as the Jets and Dolphins all had field goals in the first half. Jason Sanders with 2 field goals from 43 yards and 27 yards, and then Jason Myers with one with 25 seconds left in the second quarter from 48. And again, 6-3 right now, 5:30 to go in the third quarter. A low-scoring game, to say the least. from South Florida. Meanwhile, around the NFL, it is the Steelers up 20-6 now on the Ravens in Baltimore with 6:46 to go on the third. The Bears all over the Bills, 28-3 in Buffalo, 8:59 to go in the third. Panthers routing the Bucs 35-14 early in the third. Chiefs up 28-15 on the Browns, under 10 minutes to go on the third. And it's the Vikings ahead of the Lions, 17-6, 3.5 to go in quarter number 3. Out in the Redskins, NBC, 28-7, 7.5 minutes to go in the third. Later in the game, you can hear on the fan starting at 3:30. Chargers in Seattle facing the Seahawks. Texans, Demaryius Thomas getting to face his former team, immediately taking on the Broncos at Mile High after being traded by Denver this week. And Thomas asked about facing his former team so soon.
Very strange. Especially, it was strange to get traded first off and then come here and get ready to go play in the Mile High City that you've been playing for the last 8.5 years. It's very strange.
And he joins a Houston team that's won 5 in a row after beginning the season 0-3. The 8-0 Rams, another big matchup taking on the 6-1 Saints in New Orleans. Saints have not lost since week 1. Sean McVay, after going up against Aaron Rodgers last week, talks about facing Drew Brees.
You're looking at another week where a guy, first ballot Hall of Famer, all-time leading passer, throwing, completing 77 balls. I think just their offensive operation with his is incredible.
And a Sunday night game, Packers taking on the Pats in Foxborough. NBA Knicks in Washington tonight finishing the Wizards, who are off to a 1-7 start. Nets at home against the Sixers. Coverage on WCBS 880 at 5:50. Rangers hosting the Sabres. Join former Mets pitcher Nelson Figueroa on November 18th at Woodmere Bowling Lanes in support of Shy Lifeline and the Gift of Life Foundation. Entry is $40 and includes a day full of fun, food, and bowling. For additional info or to make a reservation, email go teamperry@gmail.com.